The Fast Life podcast is brought to you by Simpson Motorcycle Helmets. Simpson is a great gift for the holiday season. My first Simpson was a Christmas present from my wife, which became my Sam Jackson Ghost Bandit. Go check out all the helmet models, finishes, and visor options at simpsonmotorcyclehelmets.com and as well as Simpson Motorcycle Helmets on Instagram. Another absolutely perfect gift idea for the motorcycle riders in your life is Lexan Moto products, specifically the FT4 Pro, which is the first in the industry to have a patented utility light with SOS function, Type-C USB charging, which is the fastest on the market, and up to 15 hours of battery life and up to 1.2 miles of intercom range. And they're just recently released wireless RAM phone mount charging system. It's pretty dope. So if your phone has wireless charging capabilities, you got your little RAM mount on the handlebars and you just throw your phone on there and bam, it starts charging. No cables necessary into your phone. Head on over to LexanMotorcycle.com to see many other products and use Fast Life at checkout for 15% off. You can also catch the Lexan team at the Chicago IMS coming up soon, and as always on Instagram as Lexan Moto. Dream Rides is the spot if you're looking for a shop to build, maintain, repair, or upgrade your Harley Davidson. John Jessup is your dude. His shop in Stockton, California is the spot for in-house dyno tuning, parts, and bike sales. Another great place for gift ideas for your people or yourself is their extensive online store at teamdreamrides.com, which is offering 100 days, same as cash financing on products. All you need is a job and a bank account. Don't forget to give John and the team a follow at DreamRidesJohn on Instagram. I have been running ThunderMax ECMs on my EFI-equipped bikes since 2012. One of the best features is the ability to auto-tune to your bike's upgrades and riding conditions. Do you want to install your own cam or big bore kit but don't have access to a dyno? Then ThunderMax is your go-to for reliable performance. Pair it up with the handlebar display and have all your engine's vitals in your field of view while you ride. To check out their ECM applications and many other products to give your Harley Davidson some new life, head on over to shoptmax.com and follow ThunderMax EFI on Instagram. Paint Huffer Metal Flake is the industry standard when it comes to flakes, pearls, and all that badass shit. Check out painthuffer.com and use FastLife12 at checkout for 10% off, and follow Paint Huffer Metal Flake on Instagram to stay up to date on product releases, sales, and the works of art produced by many artists from all over the place, including our flake, which is dropping any day now. Stay tuned. It's going to be badass. Big Bear Performance is the go-to for high-quality performance products for your Harley Davidson. Along with being the industry leaders in Olin suspension sales, service, and tuning, check out BigBearPerformance.com, and you can always give Kevin a call and get the info and answers for your motorcycle's upgrades at 909-479-7788. And don't forget to give him a follow on Instagram at Big Bear Choppers. Yeah. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the podcast. I have so much shit going on, and I'm going to try to throw all that information on here right quick before we get into this podcast. Probably the last podcast will release until after Christmas, but that's because of this. So tomorrow morning, I'm going to be riding up to Covington Customs, which is one of the baddest bagger building shops in the world, in my opinion. I've been a fan of their work forever, and they asked me to come up and paint a bike for them, actually, too. So I'm going to go up there and provide the artwork, so I'm looking forward to that. Very high-level shop, and I have a lot of respect for those guys, so kind of nervous, not going to lie, but you guys give them a follow on Instagram. It's Covington Customs. They're up there in Woodward, Oklahoma. Other thing is it's cold as shit in Oklahoma, and, it's about 350 miles, so I think I'm going to ride up there. I just got this new, thermal stuff from Cycle Gear, and I kind of want to put it to test to see if it really helps out in that 30-degree riding weather. So going to jam up there for a week, knock out a couple bikes. Going to do a podcast or two with some people up in Oklahoma, and then come back, and we're fucking balls to the wall trying to get this damn shop done for this grand opening, or not grand opening, but our anniversary party we're wanting to have here on January 4th, which is the same weekend as IMS show here in Dallas. So if you're going to be in the Dallas area, you want to come through, man, come on. I'll try to fit as many people in my house on couches and spare beds and floors as I can I really want to see a lot of the country come down to this. IMS is not necessarily the most badass bike show to go to or be at, but you know what? When there's a lot of cool people there that you want to see and talk to, it could be a fun time, and that's what we're trying to do with this one. So, let me know if you want to come out. We got Steve Chamberlain just confirmed. We're gonna have Mark, Texas Performance. I think my machinist up there from Arkansas is going to be coming down. Looking forward to seeing all these dudes and trying to knock out podcasts and having this shop done so we can have this enormous party that we're trying to have here. So really looking forward to that. And getting this studio done so we can start doing this video shit, man. I'm being very fortunate right now that so much work is coming in, and we're able to use some of that money to pay for all this construction and equipment to really catapult this whole podcast and media side of our company to the next level. So looking forward to that. I've actually been practicing like talking into a camera, which is it's not easy, guys. It's really not. There's whole YouTube channels and videos about people trying to learn how to do this shit. So it's something I'm trying to do. I want to be able to bring a great content to you guys, and really considering adding a vlog to the situation. Just want to do it differently. I think Bike and Bird and Adam Sandoval and all these other guys out there do great jobs, and I kind of want to try to do something different that would just be different. Those guys do a great job at theirs, and I don't really want to do what they do. So anyway, this podcast today is with Marshall Tucker. He's someone I met at Sturgis with all the performance bagger guys this year, and I think I mentioned in the podcast, this dude is a delight to be around. You really can't have a bad day. He's like a jet ski. You can't have a frown around this dude. You're just having a good time. I don't know why you use jet ski as a thing, but anyway, he's a good time, and he's a good time on this podcast. And we had a good time going all over the place and having beers and doing stuff. So anyway, here we are, Marshall Tucker. Let's do it.
Hey guys, you ready to let the dogs out?
Fast Life Podcast.
Marshall.
Yes, sir.
Dude, you got the whitest name in the world.
Yeah, I do. Marshall Tucker. I mean, it doesn't get any whiter than that. Heard it in a love song, right?
It has a good kick though. Like, it's one of those like names that you can. You definitely like to say both the first and last name together. Hey, we're going to see Marshall Tucker later.
Dude, I've never had anybody introduce me when I go into a shop, or even when I worked at the shop. No one has ever just used my first name.
Tucker's a badass name too, though.
Dude, I mean, it was a great band. I have my father to thank for that. He was a great fan of the music, and my last name was Tucker, and he's got a silly sense of humor. So, I mean, bottom line is I work in the Harley Davidson industry, and I've never lost a sale. Let's just say that, dude. I've had Willie G. Davidson himself tell me that I'd never need a business card. So
yeah. So I remember seeing you talk about what that was on, with your dad's story with your name.
Oh yeah.
What was that again? I saw the post on Facebook. I think it was.
Oh yeah, no. So so my dad's a big fan of the band, and I always used to cuss his name because like when you're 12 years old and you're going over to your buddy's house and they're like, "What's your name?" I'm like, "Oh, Marshall Tucker," and they're like, "Yeah, we're watching you. Your parents smoke weed." So my dad loved the band. He's got a great sense of humor. I got to reap both of those benefits, and I cussed his name for a long time for doing that. But I guess I'm not a boy named Sue.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah.
But my name has always stuck to the customers that I've always dealt with and the dealers that I deal with. No, I'm not a Steve or a John, so everybody remembers my name. So it's definitely a calling card, man. I thank my father to this day for that.
That's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
So I think I've heard stories that like you had this like. Where did you start in this? I know you worked in the dealerships. Were you in something else before that?
No, I mean, dude, I had always enjoyed motorcycles and bikes, dude. Whether it be metric bikes or Harleys. I was definitely. I'll even say it, dude. I was a Harley hater in the very first beginning of my two-wheeled passion.
Were you on Hondas?
I was on a Kawasaki can of
close
tuna.
Enough.
Can of tuna was my first bike, 750, bro. But you know what? It got my love for the industry, and I went from there and had many bikes, and then got into a Harley dealership in about 04ish, early 04. That was Doc's Harley Davidson in St. Louis. Miss Patty Bush, thank you, I appreciate you. She's been I had opportunities with really cool dealers. I've only worked at two dealers, Doc's Harley Davidson and St. Charles Harley Davidson, and between both those owners, both Patty and Brad, I had probably some of the most epic opportunities that a lot of people don't have working in dealerships. So I struck the lottery. I really did, and I'm thankful for that.
So were you working in sales, like in like parts
dude,
sales?
I started slanging parts, dude. I just started slanging parts and talking to people about what was cool in 2004, and you know, a lot of Samson, a lot of Vance and Hines, you know, a lot of cool stuff.
Straight pipes with some torque cones.
Yeah, exactly, exactly, dude. But I mean, you know, even our brand, LA Choppers, was on the market then, and you know,
for sure.
You know, so those guys were pushing, and
dude,
I went from there. Go ahead.
How different? Like, I hate to interrupt you, but how different of a world are we in from 2000? Because I got into this in 2004 as well.
Oh man.
So like I don't even feel like it's the same like universe anymore. You know what I mean?
No. I mean, like I said, I started in 04 at Doc's Harley Davidson, and started on the parts counter, went to the service counter, learned a lot there. Was Harley had just created that Chrome consultant position, which was,
remember that.
Dude, let me tell you something. It was a really cheesy title, but when you break it down, it's probably one of the most coveted positions sometimes with a parts guy or a service guy, at least. Because when you go to buy a bike, dude, you're dealing with the yeses and the nos, and let's negotiate. No, you need to go get me, you know, this price, and I want this for my bike, and I want this APR, and it's such a negotiating hassle.
Yeah.
But then when you get to sit down with somebody and you finally get to put your bike together, you know, it's not a custom build. It's not going to be necessarily something that you guys do here in this garage or some of our other friends do, but on the dealership level, we did a lot of really cool stuff that pushed the envelope for what most dealerships would do, both at Doc's and St. Charles. Just had some free thinking owners that didn't always want to play by the rules and wanted to please the customers and meet that expectation. So it was really rad, dude. It really has changed, dude. We come from affliction shirts and wide tires to freaking big wheels to fucking performance baggers. I mean,
we went from Skin Industry shirts. No, we went from Famous to Skin Industries to Affliction.
I mean, yeah, and we've come back to Affliction and sparkly jeans. It just depends on what you're writing. You know, I'm not picking on anybody. It's just our industry, and it definitely has changed, man. I will tell you, from 2004 until I left the dealership network in about 2017, 2018-ish. Even from 18 to today, I mean, look at where we're at. It's changed. You know, it's really crazy. Being
in a dealership for that long, I mean, just it seems like the kind of place, like, you know, if I was going the MMI route, like, I would want that position almost more than the tech position, because you get to learn how to deal with customers, you get to learn how to talk to them, you get to know parts, right? And the parts is like one of the biggest things to understand if you're a bike builder, designer, customizer, whatever the case may be. Knowing your parts and knowing the people that you're talking to, and figuring out what parts are going to give them the best shit. You know what I'm saying? That's it, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
No, you're absolutely correct, man. The way it's kind of evolved is, you know, the way I always told my customers, buying the bike is just the price of admission. The parts is paying your dues. Because once you buy that piece of machinery, that piece of metal, it looks like most everybody else's until you make those simple changes and those personal changes. And it might be something that everybody else is going with. Or it might be something that's completely unique and new and on cutting edge of 2004 or 2014 or today. Whatever it is, those parts guys, dude, like I said, I've worked parts management, I've worked service management, I've worked in all of those departments. I'm always going to be a parts guy, and that's why I really embrace this side of the job is you're fulfilling that customer's expectation, that want, that need to be that individual for whatever it might be. It might be tribal stuff, whatever, dude. If the credit card clears, give me your money.
Do you think that, like, being in a dealership, do you think it's possible to, like, this is like almost like if you're a cop and you pull over a black dude or some shit like that? But
are you profiling me right now?
Yeah, exactly. I was looking for the word.
You're profiling me right now.
But do you think that, like, because I think if I worked in a dealership, I would be able to look at a dude, how he's dressed, how he acts, what he's interested in, and be able to direct him down a path with motorcycle styles that's going to fit him once he gets out. Once you let him out of the dealership with that new bike, and he has to go mingle with the rest of the kids on the recess, playground, you're almost setting him up with the right style to fit who he is, so he'll get with the right people and find a connection in the industry, in the motorcycle scene.
Excuse me. Some of that rings true.
Yeah.
But you got to keep in mind where a lot of our clientele is at. Some of our clientele, whether it be you or me at the dealership level or even with LA Choppers, some of our clientele are cops. Some of our clientele are patches. Some of our clientele are criminals. Some of our clientele are doctors. Some of them are lawyers. So, yeah, I mean, you can judge. I had plenty of customers that come in a 3-piece suit, and I'm like, oh, here we go, man, more pointy bars and tribal paint jobs, right?
Yeah.
But then he brings to me something that maybe he saw online or that he saw at a show, and he shows me a picture of it, and it's completely off the charts of what I would have judged that person for. So you really have to learn how to wear different hats. Mm-hmm. So you communicate with the club dude. You try not to piss off the cop when you're dealing with them. Yeah. And you treat that doctor just the way you treat a patch.
Yeah.
Because they're all standing in that dealership for the same reason. Mm-hmm. You know, it doesn't matter what you do or what your background is. We're all there for that same reason, and that's 2 wheels.
Yeah.
So I learned really early on not to be judgmental of that guy walking in, because you got a guy who's not caring about the check he's cutting, and you also got a guy who he's probably not, he's eating ramen for like the next 2 months, but he was so pumped to give you his money.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, yeah, that's what I was wondering. It's like, you know, it's not so much, you know, I imagine myself, if I worked in there, then yes, I would know the club guy, because a lot of those guys are going to know what they want or where they want to take their bike. They just need someone to facilitate the new motorcycle, right? But at the parts position, at the position of, and I said that maybe the sales guy as well. Like if a dude comes in who's never ridden before, he's looking for his first bike, right? Or if he's the guy that just found some old guys to ride with, and you could tell he's usually the guy on a dyno with ape hangers, you know what I'm saying, and forward controls, because that's all he's around. You know what I mean? He's not being introduced to what's out there. And there's like a little niche of every type of bike riding in every town. There's the Vikla guys running around. There's the Dyna guys. There's the fucking
road glide guys.
There's the karaoke guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a group of guys for everything in every fucking town.
There's an ass for every saddle.
Exactly.
And I mean, and that's what's great about our industry is we don't all necessarily need to be greedy. Everybody's getting a piece of the pie.
Yeah.
So whatever it is that you do, there's going to be somebody that's going to be interested in it, because that guy might not be interested in what the bike that's parked next to him at the bike night, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, industry's changed, man. I think the internet's had a lot to do with it. Instagram, dude, Instagram changes everything. You know?
So I mean, back in the 2000s, though, we had chat rooms, you know what I'm saying? Like we had that place, and a lot of people got their information from that.
But you got to remember, back in that day, there was a lot of typing, and there wasn't a lot of pictures, you know? It was still, like, you know, hey, this is awesome. Horrible. You're taking some dude's word for it that's 10,000 miles away, going, hey, these are awesome, and you really don't have any
like insight.
Exactly. So it's definitely, the information is definitely out there for everybody to embrace. It just depends on who you're talking to and who they're loyal to and what they want and what they want to achieve. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's like one of those positions that I would have loved to have the experience to work inside of a dealership for a time, you know, just to see the inner workings of that section of the industry, you know, or in the culture of motorcycling. You know,
Dude, you know, I think is working in a dealership, sometimes those guys that work really hard get kind of that cookie cutter rap. You know, they're like, oh, you were, you know, there's always, you know, flip the barn shield upside down, you know, the whole the factory thing, you know, and some people live by that and whatever, but you know what?
As they ride a Harley.
Exactly. Yeah. Like,
you're really showing the man there. Buddy.
Exactly. So those guys that work the parts counter that represent any one of the products that are out there, the guys that work the service counter, the guys that turn the wrenches, I mean, those are really a lot of the unsung heroes for our guys, you know.
Yeah.
They deal with the guy at the parts counter, and they're their best bud, right? And then they deal with their service advisor, like, bro, I'm going to get you taken care of. Very rarely does that technician get to shake the hand of the dude of the bike that he worked on.
I've always thought, and I know for a fact that if you go to any dealership, if you want to find who's connected to what's going on in the industry, you start in the service department or the the wrenching department. That's not the technical term, but
well, no, that's totally technical. They use wrenches.
And then you go to the parts, and then you go to sales, right? It's almost like the techs get what's going on in the industry because they're the most connected to the actual motor. They love motorcycle. It's almost like they're the ones that love it the most, and then you get to the parts guys, and then you get to the salesmen.
So I would almost reverse it. Like, you talk to the sales guy, and he's going to show you the coolest thing that he thinks that he saw on Instagram.
Yeah.
And then you're going to go parts guy, and he's going to be like, yeah, I think I saw something about that. And then the tech's going to go this is why that doesn't work, and get away from that product. Whatever it might be. I'm not picking on anybody. It's just those techs have that personal, intimate information on those products.
Yeah.
You know, everything's great when it's sold at the parts counter, but if it goes back in the service department and it's tying up a guy who's making his living off flat rate, you're pissing a technician off. That's their paycheck.
Yeah, that makes it. Like I said, I have very little knowledge of the people I've talked to who have been techs. I've always felt like they were the dudes. And I'm being very biased right now because I'm thinking about it from the perspective of, when in Texas, when the Dyna FXR like craze like took over everybody, it seemed like the techs were the only ones that were on board, and everybody else was still on whatever was, the LEDs or whatever was popular.
Yeah, I mean, you got your customer who, and not picking on the customer, but they're weekend warriors. Like I said, you have that patch guy who maybe rides all the time, or you have that doctor who just rides on the weekends because he gets away. Your techs and your parts guys and your service guys, and a lot of the people that are in the dealership, they're about the life, dude. Believe me, man, you don't work in a dealership to get rich. You do it as a passion.
Yeah.
You can make a good living doing it with the right owners and the right dealers that are doing it right. But you don't get in this industry to go buy a Lambo, dude. You do this because you get to ride to work every morning, because you do go to the bike nights, because you do get to ride with what friends turn into family. That's one of the biggest things about this industry. I've met so many cool people like yourself, that whole crew in Sturgis. I never would have known those dudes without motorcycles.
Yeah, dude, that's probably that's one of the things about it that in this world of us trying to put out social media and videos and like content, it's like, how do you portray that? Like, how do you, like that meetup when I met you at Starbucks and we all just clicked right there?
Yeah.
Like,
dude.
how do you show the world that that they can kind of like try to achieve that? You know what I mean?
Well, and I think that our industry, doesn't matter what side of the industry you're on, whether you're on a metric or whether you're on a Harley or whatnot, we have a tendency as bikers, as I use air quotes, to pick on the guy that goes out and gets a Kawasaki 250 because that's his first bike, or a Honda Rebel because that's his first bike and that's what he can afford. But at the end of the day, that dude gets it and he wants to get to that level, right? We all started somewhere, man. Like I said, I started on a 97 freaking black and purple can of tuna with some sweet ass 80s graphics on it, dude. It wasn't the coolest bike, but it was my bike, and it was a 750, and I ripped on it, and I had a good time. Everybody starts somewhere.
My first bike ever was a 2000 ZX6R.
Yeah,
carbureted.
Exactly, dude.
Got stolen 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
Because I didn't
it was
know
Kawasaki green, and this is Texas.
Exactly. I didn't know you're not allowed to have a bike in apartment complexes.
No, two dudes in a flatbed truck. She gone.
Yeah, dude. It was that was the worst experience I've ever had in my life. Like, the worst thing about it was I'm new to motorcycle riding, right? I finally meet some people that ride, and they invited me on a ride. It's Saturday morning. I'm coming out of the house with my gloves on and my jacket on and my helmet on. Yeah, I'm going to ride bikes. And I walk downstairs, and that bitch is gone.
Oh,
I'm like,
that's the worst feeling.
What? Did I park the bike somewhere? What's going on? Like, nobody stole it, right? Dude. And dude, it was like 2 weeks of depression for that. Just like thinking like somebody was playing a joke on me and shit. You know what I mean? It was because I was in the street racing cars, and I used to do like Nissan, big motor swap turbo shit back in the day. Nice. And I racked up so many tickets and so many things on the street doing that shit that like I felt like the smartest way to get out of it, but also still do it, was to get a street bike. That way I can just get away from the cops, right?
Well, do you remember officers do have helicopters and two-way radios?
Yeah, but you can get away from those if you get a good jump on them.
Yeah, no, dude, and you're absolutely right. I mean, yeah, it depends on where you started. Sometimes just like the guys who walk into the dealership, never ridden a motorcycle in their life. They've taken the rider's training course and they buy a $24,000 Street Glide in black and pull away. And you're sitting there and they're like, "Hey, we're going over to ride to so and so." I'm like, "Dude, you don't have any road experience, and you're taking off to go to one of the biker bars where it might be a treacherous road that you're not familiar with."
You don't know if you're a good drinker biker.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you'll take your time, man. Maybe you just stick to the side roads right off the bat. But, I think as a community, we all try and support each other. But there is some, you see a guy on a Honda Rebel and you're like, oh, dude, that could be his first bike. You don't know. So, like, just encourage those. Like, if you know people who want to ride, get them on a bike. Doesn't matter what it is, man. I mean, I probably had more fun and hurt myself more on a 50cc scooter doing ignorant stuff.
That's the thing about motorcycles, is that there is that. It really is just whatever you're riding. As long as you're riding, it's cool. You know what I mean? Like, nobody gives nobody. I don't think anybody really gives a shit. As long as, like, once you take your helmet off, hopefully if you're taking a helmet off, and you start hanging out, like, you're cool. You know what I mean? If you pulled up on a bike and you park and, we had me and Matt here, we had a good friend that rode a fucking V-Rod, that's not cool.
Dude, Sim Chamberlain had a V-Rod for a long time.
And he would have never been accepted.
Yeah, dude. Well, I mean, exactly, dude. I've always been an ease in the breeze kind of guy. Yeah. It's two wheels, man. It doesn't matter what, like I said, I can't emphasize it enough. It doesn't matter what language you speak. You could be in a foreign country and somebody else sees you on two wheels. All of a sudden, you guys speak the same language, So yeah, just encouraging those people. Getting people that don't. I don't know where motorcycles. It was weird. I don't know. I was thinking about this the other day. I don't know when motorcycles became like uncool. Right?
Well, yeah, that is the thing, because since I've been doing this podcast stuff, and I've been getting more intertwined with bigger corporation stuff and learning more about the motorcycle industry that's way behind the scenes. And I've already tried to talk about this 3 times, and I keep forgetting about it. But there's this group of people in Hollywood that is their job to try to get motorcycle shit into, like, movies and TV and all this
marketing
shit.
And branding.
Yeah, and that's all it is, right? And it's like, when the only thing that's popular about motorcycles is the Waco shooting and the fucking Reno shooting and the Laughlin shooting and fucking, kids doing wheelies and blocking highways and shit everywhere, like, especially St. Louis. That's the ride of the century.
Hey, you leave Steve and the St. Louis Street Fighters alone. Those are my homies.
Isn't the Star Boys from y'all's?
Star Boys are Chicago.
Chicago.
No, we're the St. Louis Street Fighters. You got Junkyard Kenny and all those guys out there. Yeah. Good dudes. Cole Freeman. They're all from that. Yeah, Cole Freeman's right across across the river from me in St. Louis. You got Kenny. You got Steve with St. Louis Street Fighters. But yeah, I mean, that started out as back in the day. That was maybe 200 bikes.
But see,
now you got thousands.
The more that you think about, like, history of motorcycles, it's like it wasn't necessarily, like, accepted by mainstream world in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. It was kind of it was the outcast. It was the outcast thing, and then it kind of got popularized and accepted by things in the 90s and the 2000s, and now we're at this place where, like, the rest of the world's like, all right, whatever, dude. You know what I mean? You got to buy it, cool, fuck,
Dude, I mean, think about this. So, like, back in those days, you always knew that you had the hooligan riders because they didn't wear helmets.
Yeah.
Now you look around at all the dudes that we were riding with and ripping the way that we were. Everybody was wearing a very high-end helmet now. Yeah. So now it's like when you see those guys riding Shoeis and Simpsons and riding on all those high-dollar helmets, you're going, okay, watch out for those guys. They're going to go out and rip up some roads.
We're not using our flame embossed helmets.
Yeah, exactly. It's just something I kind of observed. The clubs and whatnot, or whoever they are, they're ripping around not wearing helmets, and now the performance guys, we're all, or Dyna guys, or anybody, they're all wearing Simpson. They're all wearing these high end helmets that are generally found on the racetrack because they know that we're all out there hooning and being a bunch of. It's
a fashion statement too, man. Regardless of what people say, like, having Taylor Schultz on a month ago, actually, it was just, I released it a week or two ago, but. I told him, I was like, man, like, when, Unknown came out and they really popularized that Simpson helmet on this scene, it really helped catapult a culture of younger, late teens, early 20s kind of kids on Dynas, which the Harley world has never had that before. You know what I mean? Like, it's all, like, when I first, I got a job in a shop painting the highest end choppers on biker build off, right? And what did I do when I got my first bike? I went and got a ZX6R.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, it still wasn't cool to me then. It was like, all right, yeah, you got a chopper, a big whoop. But then the ZX6R
got to be something that clicks. It's got to be something that clicks with you. Jesse Jameses and the Billy Lanes with the big wheel baggers. Everybody, they thought they were cool. And, it's funny, they're kind of coming back because now the guys.
I think they were cool at the. I mean,
they were, and just like if you had a time machine to bring those guys from 2001 to today and showed them our baggers, Some of them would probably laugh at us.
Yeah.
Why are you spending so much money on making this fat pig fast? And we'd look at them and go, why are you trying to turn on a 330 rear tire? You know, it's just whatever is. That's really what I kind of bring. That me and my company with LA Choppers, we try and bring to the table these days. Is everybody's like, so what's the next product that you're producing? Is relevancy.
Yeah.
What is relevant right now? Working on some performance bagger products going forward. Is it going to be cool in 5 years? Are we still going to produce it in 6 years? Maybe not, because who knows? Hovering bikes might be cool, and our electric bikes are.
Yeah, what are you going to do with the electric? If electric bikes take over, if they legit take over, like it becomes a thing. Like fuck gas, right?
Yeah.
Like, are we gonna start hiring nerds to do computer board circuitry to make us get some fucking horsepower or what?
I just have a really bad feeling it's going to go from LA Choppers to LA Cup Holders. So it's
it's gonna be Bluetooth fucking
Bluetooth
wireless chargers.
Bluetooth handlebars is what we're working on right now. But so the electric bike movement. Man, that's another one. Talking about the electric bike movement, it's like trying to talk about the internet and brick and mortar stores.
Yeah, it's
like everybody's about petrol, everybody's about that gas motor, which we all know and love. I've had the opportunity to ride the Livewire; it's pretty cool.
You like it?
Dude, it's neat. It really is. But is a $30,000 electric bike going to save the motor company?
Fuck no.
No. Each dealer's probably getting in the ballpark of 8, I believe, and some less. And if they're getting them at all right now because they're trying to catch up. Is it a really cool piece of technology? Absolutely, dude. I don't work with the bar and shield anymore, but I'm always still going to be a bar and shield guy.
Yeah.
Period. So to see them put all their eggs in one basket with that and see what some of these dealers have to go through to get that electric bike and put in these electric charging market it. Well, dude, the electric charging systems alone that are at these dealers are costing these dealers tens and thousands of hundreds of thousands of dollars sometimes, depending on where they're at, what their power grid's like. Is it a new power grid? Is it an old power grid? The building could be 80 years old. You don't know.
Yeah.
So they're investing a lot into this bike, and I think it's super rad. But what's the next move? This, you have companies like Zero that are producing a really rad product.
Someone reached out to me on Instagram and said that to get the Zero bike with the same stats as the Harley one, it's a $30,000 bike as well.
I think they have one that's going to compete, and I thought it was closer in the $20,000 range. I don't know.
I'm just regurgitating.
I don't know, but I know that they're kind of entry level models, about $10,000. Mm-hmm. And I've ridden one of those too. Really cool. But are we going to get that same? I don't know, dude. There's something that's associated from the wrist to the body to the heart to the mind, and that thump, 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 thump.
Yeah.
And that doesn't matter if it's on a bike or a car that you enjoy driving. There's got to be that connection, and that's one thing that I can't really kind of get over is there's no sound.
Kind of like in our DNA at this point.
Yeah, and there's no shifting. It's not something that a lot of us that are in the industry now are accustomed to, but the guy coming into the industry when that is relevant, he's not going to know any difference that there's not a clutch or that there's not he's not going to know about those amenities.
Yeah, if he never had the prior, yeah. But I'm thinking of it now, it's that video game at Dave & Buster's where you ride a bike. And you just turn the throttle and then there's no feel, there's no.
It's absolutely fast. And
I'm speaking cool. out of turn because I've never ridden one yet.
No. You're absolutely right. They're very quiet. They're very fast. A lot of fun. But again, if that's not what you and I are used to, or the guys that we ride with, or anybody that rides, there's that connection. Mm-hmm. There's that connection, and pardon the pun, I just don't feel electricity there. There's no spark there. It is a very cool product, but I don't know that people are going to have that passionate connection to that bike the way that you do an Evo or a Panhead or a Shovel or a Twin Cam or a Mill 8.
When this fucking Challenger shit hit the market, and everybody and their mom was like, the thing is if people know, I'm sure you as well as me, it's they know us as the performance bagger guys, right?
Yeah.
So the Challenger comes out and you're like, hey, so your Harley now, there's a better bike on the market, blah blah blah, and all this shit, which I don't want to talk shit about the bike because I haven't ridden it, but at the same time, sitting on it, feeling the controls, feeling the fairing, feeling the tank, feeling the body of this bike. I didn't feel like it was. It felt hollow. It's the best way to describe it. I turned it on.
Dude, I can agree with that. I sat on one, got to take one for a little spin. I believe in a lot of the technology they put in it, the inverted front end, the Brembo front brakes,
sure.
The traction control situation.
I think the Harley's doing that now, though, too, right?
Harley just started doing that this year.
But is that something that you would want on a bike, though?
And that was my point. You know, you can turn it off, right?
Yeah. Okay. Well, see,
I don't necessarily want ABS. I don't necessarily want traction control.
I don't really care for the ABS either. But, you know, it was kind of like that thing. So when the FTR was announced, right, and then it was at the IMS shows, we all sat on it, we all looked at it, and then like a year goes by before they release them, you know, and you're like, you kind of like, the marketing was good when it was announced, but the marketing for when it was released has been shit. Like, nobody's been talking about these FTRs.
No, I mean, the communities that are about the FTR were talking about it, and it may just not have been on your radar. It was talked about a lot, but I really think like the PR for that like jumped, and then it was kind of, you're right, it kind of like fell flat. With the Challenger, I think that they're bringing a lot of good attributes that everybody's kind of asking for to the table.
I agree.
But I still think that we have those hardcore Harley Davidson barn shield guys that'll be like, you know what, I'll buy the bike and I'll do the Oleans, or I'll do the Legends, or I'll do the whatever they're gonna do. They would rather go that route and spend the extra money. But
is it not what it means to ride a bike, to buy a bike and make it yours? I mean, I know it's more money, but at the same time, like, there's certain things that I look for in life for a deal. Like, if I can go get Velveeta cheese at HEB for $1 less than Walmart, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
But when it comes to something that I'm going to like experience life with,
like,
if I can afford it,
you don't skimp on the toilet paper, right?
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, I use the quilted northern whatever
exactly.
the fuck.
You pay for the stuff that you really want to benefit from.
So yeah, exactly. It's like I don't really want. I'm not saying like there are so many people in the world looking for a good deal, right? We all are looking for a good deal.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, like, I don't want to sacrifice a good deal versus an experience. Like, I don't want to waste, and I hate to say waste because, like I said, I haven't ridden this bike. I've just sat on it. I've just turned it on. But I just, you know, like, I've been trying to find a way to articulate what it feels like to be on a Harley on the way to Sturgis in the middle of Nebraska with your buddy, and you just, like, you click. Those motors get in sync, and then boom,
everybody gets on the same harmonic. That happened a couple times on our ride.
Yeah,
it was almost like you heard everybody's bike, and then everybody was like on the same RPM.
Yeah, you had to kind of move away because otherwise it starts fucking with your head. But you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, so everybody who's on two wheels has their brand loyalty. How many times you roll to a gas station and a Goldwing guy is just busting your balls because Goldwings are the best thing since
I had to turn one down the other day. He was pissed. Well, so a dude calls me and goes like, "Hey man, do you paint motorcycles?" I was like, "Yeah, dude, that's what I do." Unfortunately, motorcycles is a big word.
Yeah, exactly. What do you ride?
And he goes, "Man, I got this Goldwing." I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna stop you right there, dude. I don't know how to take them apart. I don't want to try." Well, I don't really know how I'm going to be able to help you. If you pull that whole Goldwing apart and bring it to my shop, I'm painting a Suburban right now. Yeah,
and you're also not necessarily ignorant. You're just not aware of how it comes apart. And then if you break something, or if I'm
reliable,
liable. You know, it's on your paycheck, not his.
Yeah.
Right. So, you know, that's a smart move. If it's not in your wheelhouse, you know, there are some people that are very well crafted and they can do just kind of whatever, and that's fine. But like, why you got to steer outside your wheelhouse?
See, the problem is that once I told him, I was like, man, I only work on the Harley stuff because of the ease of use and blah blah blah, and that's the last thing a Honda guy wants to hear is that I'm sorry, I don't work on Goldwings because they're not popular enough in my.
How many Goldwing guys are beating down your door to paint their bike? That guy.
None.
So if you wanted to buy something that you can change the oil on and tour the country and see the same things that we see behind the bars of a Harley Davidson, you can do that on a Goldwing. You can do that on a Kawasaki,
on a
BMW, whatever. You can do it on whatever model, a Challenger. Doesn't matter. You can do that. There's nothing that compares to the way that Harley feels.
Yeah.
And you're right. You know what? And I guarantee you that Goldwing will probably make it between here and Sturgis without a damn problem.
Exactly.
And you know that you're making at least one or two stops with your homies on the way to adjust something, to fix something. On the way to Sturgis, I had a heat shield issue. We had another issue with an oil filter that got a hole in it.
Wow.
Oh, dude, that was interesting.
Yeah.
With Kyle and those guys, I went up with Kyle and Jason and Chris to go meet you guys. And Got a hole, and we're sitting in a and this is where motorcycles bring you. We've got a hole in an oil filter. We're all laughing our asses off. It had just stopped raining. I'm literally standing in the middle of a closed down strip club on the side of the highway in South Dakota in my underwear because I was soaking wet and I was letting my jeans dry. You know, I can see it.
The picture is in my head.
I'll show you the picture. There's actual physical pictures. But the bottom line is, you're not going to see a Goldwing guy do that necessarily. Yeah. Or a BMW guy.
He's got his shit together.
He's got his shit together, right? His shit's not leaking. He's not. But the laughs and the moments that I had, and then ironically enough, if you're ever wondering if you've got a twin cam and you do get a hole in it, you can use the oil filter off of like a 2017 Kia to get you to where you're going. No bullshit.
Good knowledge.
So because there was no bike shops open, so we had to go to an automotive store just to get down the road. It was one of the best. I mean, that was just a small fraction of that journey to get there. Was it an inconvenience? Yeah. Did we get in a little bit? Yeah. Do we still laugh about that story? Absolutely.
You want to talk about inconveniences? This motherfucker over here, Matt. So we went to Cali. This dude's bike was Brent fucking, was it 2015 Dyna? 2015 Dyna. Dude, just was not having it. Did not want to be on this trip, dude.
Boycotting your trip.
Yeah, he's like, fuck your trip, fuck your plans, dude. Dude, it was a mess. But you know what? The thing that we even talk about now, and I've talked about it on the podcast a million times, but we managed to make it to the next city and the next stop every fucking time.
The ingenuity, the willpower, just the will to go on. Dude.
And the fact that like this industry we're in is small, but it's also helpful. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like,
there's always
reaching out to people. Like we got help. We got help from Raw Tin Garage in Salt Lake. Fucking Von Metal himself drove halfway across Nevada to pick him up from Winnemucca, which I never knew existed.
Damn.
Where was it? On Father's Day. You know, that kind of shit means a lot to this world. You know what I mean? It's like there was a bike shop in the town that I was calling. I was trying to see if they had it. You know, but it was that. I don't want to talk shit about it, but they were that more like corporate style bike shop. They're closed on Sunday and Monday. And
well, I mean, you just had Brian Clock on with you, and you know that poor bastard, poor Springle, dude. So he had the hole in the oil filter, and then he had some, I don't know what pipe it was, but it broke, and so we get into Brian Clock's shop for the party there in Mitchell. And
did you see the bike? Did you see Cole fall off the thing?
I was not there when Cole fell off the thing, but I did watch the guys get it back together. Dan and Dan Cheeseman and that whole team and Jennifer and all those guys, they made the impossible happen. I was severely impressed. Like, you know, like I said, I've known Cole for a long time, and to see him go through that and then pull off the jump, everybody that was involved in that, like it was funny. Kyle and Chris and we all escorted Cole to the jump because they had got it done just moments before. So I mean, that was just a really cool moment. But you know, we went into Brian's shop and we're like, hey dude, he's got a break in his muffler on his 2-in-1 header there. And Brian's like, bring it in, dude, let's get the welder out, let's get it tacked up. What do you need? Put it over here, have Jen help you out. So you know, we just traveled across the country to go hang out there. And the moment we walk in, we're like, hey, good to see you. Thanks for the hospitality. Hey, can we borrow your welder? And Brian didn't blink an eye.
Yeah.
You know, and even and everyone else in that shop, we had a couple other concerns we were trying to address. And, you know, there was no work order. There was no money exchanging hands.
I got 3-week waiting list.
Yeah, it was, dude, you're in Sturgis. You just came from St. Louis. You guys we need to get you back on the road.
Yeah.
And got all that done in a matter of hours, got Cole back on there, and he made his jump. And we're all sitting around drinking in downtown Mitchell, watching Danny and Brian up there and just going, 45 minutes ago, that bike was in pieces back at Brian's shop. Cole had just fallen off a ramp on his head, and here we are, and he's making the jump. So you can go see a football game, you can go see a basketball game, you can go see whatever you want, and that's fine, but you're not going to have that kind of exhilaration to see all the steps that it took to get Cole to that point.
Yeah,
you know, after he had already fallen. And then just, you know, the camaraderie in this industry, dude. Like you said, it's small. It's small, and it's giving. You know, people take care of each other.
You know, it's small to the point to where, like, when I see people, like, just on social media, you know, talking shit, doing the things they do, some of it's trolling and it's funny, and I get it. But at the same time, there's also that part where it's like, look, man, like, you know, I've been in the industry the same amount of time that you have, and you have to think about these bridges. Like, you know what? You never know who you're talking shit to. Some kid might be building a bike and you're clowning him because he's not the best welder, the best wrench, or whatever the fuck now. But that dude's going to, if he finds success, he'll be here for 20 years. And he might be the motherfucker that has a business that you got to go apply for.
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
you give a resume for because your hating ass couldn't figure it out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, this is a small industry. So if I just wish people, you know, and I think a lot of people are pretty cool. Like, it's not a big epidemic.
But you have people that poke, that want to start shit, and want to get the rivalries going.
It's always shitty shops or not so much shitty shops, but just shitty people thinking that they need to be that way to get business.
Yeah, it's again, you know, like I said, I use the fucking air quotes and then they go the biker image. You know, you rode with me in Sturgis. Everybody that gave us the two fingers down low, I was waving like a 5-year-old who saw Mickey Mouse at Disneyland, and everybody was cracking up. And I'm wearing a Hawaiian shirt. You know, it's
you did have a Hawaiian shirt.
I did have a Hawaiian shirt on. I mean, like, you know, I'm not trying to go out there and prove to everybody that I'm the biggest badass. You're damn right. I'm gonna walk into the bar. I'm gonna see the biggest dude in there. I'm gonna go try and make him smile. I'm not gonna try and start.
Well, that's what's good about
like.
That's what's good about like our newer fucking world that we're in, because you know we got in the industry at the same time, like we just said, but. You know, when we got in, it was like patches and bike builders. Like, those were the coolest people in the industry. Now it's fucking guys like us that I mean, I hate to say, like, call myself cool, but whatever the fuck it is, you know what I mean? We're out there fucking joking around and having a good time and smiling, you know, and getting, you know, and not trying to go, you know, be a hard ass and fight people. Like, no, man, let's fucking drink and party and, you know, let's moon people like Kyle did. You know what I mean?
He's got a very beautiful tattooed ass, Kyle. Kyle, your ass is
kind of flat though, dude. He's got a flat
he needs
ass.
to do some squats or something, dude. Because like,
I was looking at that picture later. I was like, yeah, you got a flat ass, bro. You know,
I thought maybe Zeke was looking flat. Turned out it was his ass. Yeah,
it's a really tight cheek too, so it's pretty good.
He's about a beanpole, but I mean, dude, you just go back to this industry and you talk about how small it is, but we could grow it, and I mean, the friendships are grown, and like, you know, I have so many people that I've had the opportunity, especially, you know, the opportunity that I have with LA Choppers. You know, I travel the country and I go meet all these amazing people, and at the end of the day, that's my paycheck, you know, and I get to see I get to come hang out with you. You know, I worked all day, went and hit dealers all day with my drag specialties rep, and then came out here because, you know what, it's an opportunity to talk about motorcycles. Yeah, I'm not paying you, you're not paying me, nobody's making any money in this transaction. We're enjoying a couple Coronas talking about motorcycles. Again, you don't get in this industry to get rich. A few of us have done it. That's fine. A lot of us that get into it, they get into it because it's a passion. It's because something we want to do. It's because going out and having a couple of beers, riding with your friends, seeing the things that we've seen, and making those bonds. You know, it's almost like I compare it sometimes like being in the military. I've never been in the military, but like you get with those guys who have that super strong bond that getting the shit together, and that bond is built. You know, by no means have we gone to war, but, you know, going into the turns the way some of these hooligans do that we were riding with out there, something could go very wrong.
Well, it's the bond you create doing those trips, man. Like, when you ride with somebody across country, it's like, you know, I've done that with people that I'm not necessarily super cool with now, but there's still something there that, like, man, I see them, it's like, man, you remember that time?
Yeah, there's always that story, dude. There's always that story. You know, that it's that bond built, man. And, you know, like I said, I get to travel this company with LA Choppers and go see all these cool shops and cool dealers and see guys, what are you doing here? What are you doing there? I'm learning stuff, even though, like, I don't ever want to think of myself as the all-knowing, but working in the industry as long as I have, I'm very aware of a lot of the products, and I'm good friends with a lot of those vendors, and I run their products, so I'm educated on it. You know, I'm not the know-all, but like I go into dealers and then I'll learn something, and I'm like, what the hell is that? And then all of a sudden I'm asking questions, and it's not my job to know about that stuff. I'm not getting paid to know that stuff, but again, the interest and the passion that I have in the industry, I want to know about every facet of it. For sure. And also knowing your competition. Hey, what are they doing that's so different that you like? You know, we always argue, you know, that whole crew that we rode with always argues about Oleans versus Legends and who's better. It's a preference, man. What rolls for you? What works for you? What do you like? Like you said, that personalized statement that you make with your motorcycle. And that's conveyed through your personality. Yeah. You know, I mean, you know that you're going to have a good time when you... The degree of bikes that showed up with all the paint jobs and everything, I'm like, I can just know that these are some wild motherfuckers right now, because there were some loud paint jobs, some awesome paint jobs there. But that's who, you know, that's the bond made. That's what's really rad. You really learn a lot about somebody with the bike, and then you even learn more about them. Just you get away from talking about your bike to talking about, hey man, what do you do for a living?
Yeah.
You know,
like you get past that, like, oh, that's a nice bike. So what do you do? Like,
exactly.
That's what we do, though. We don't ask how much that was. Like, so what do you do for a living? Because I know how much that costs.
You know what?
Oh, me and my wife. She's a kindergarten teacher. It's like that HGTV shit.
Well, you know, I name Crayolas for a living. I make about 1.2 million. I'm looking to build a performance bagger. Yeah, you know, yeah. I mean, and you know, and you're absolutely right, man. Because like I said, I made this statement. You know, when we rolled up to first of all, everybody's like, "Hey, we're meeting at Starbucks." I'm like, "Fucking Starbucks? Are you serious?" Yeah. So we go to Starbucks, and you know what? Everybody's got their bikes lined up, and I'm looking at all these motorcycles, and I'm going, "Dude, there's a lot of money. There's a lot of heavy equipment involved in this.
A lot of black too."
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there was a lot of, hey, dude, hardly dangerous is black. You know, I always told myself I'd never have a black bike. My bike is black.
It's fuck.
And yeah, black and gold, baby. So, you know, to see all those bikes lined up and see how much money was just laid out there. And I'm looking around, and then, like, you know, you see, like, Will on the race glide, you know, you're like, what? That kid's young. And you're like, motherfucker, what do you do? You selling drugs? You got drugs? Like, you know, like, what are you doing? And, you know, and you meet guys like Daniel with Proper Baggers. You're like, hey, where do you make your money? Well, I started off with stickers. Really? Yeah. You know, it's like, you know, you learn, so you start asking those intimate questions, you know, about these people that you met 30 minutes ago that would probably take quite a few weeks for two normal people, say, in a cubicle office environment, to get to know one another. To open
up to each other.
We all had a pretty good grasp of who the hell we were and where we're from in that first 30 minutes, and then we rode out to Spearfish, and then after that first stop, everybody was real intimate. Everybody knew who we were and how they rode. And
so I think that day we met up, like that was Sunday, right? I think
so, yeah.
And I ran straight, because I left there and went to the FXR show. That's
right.
What sucked is like I didn't get to do all the riding with you guys this year, but dude, when I left and I saw the photos, like y'all in the elevator and shit, like that stuff looks so fucking fun. I was like,
dude, let me tell you something, man. I've had some really, really sketchy rides in 2019. I rode Tail of the Dragon this year. I got to ride Sturgis, dude. I got to ride in Arizona. The sketchiest ride I had all year was in that old ass elevator and about 14 people in Deadwood. No doubt, dude. We had 14 people in an old ass elevator in some restaurant in Deadwood.
Nice.
No idea.
I'm gonna go pee real quick because you're trying to get me drunk over here. All right, my bad.
No,
I gotta get that Joe Rogan bladder.
I don't know how he sits for so long. They cut that stuff up, man.
They have to.
They cut that stuff up.
No, well, I mean, like, so we met in Sturgis, man. Like, my first impression when I met you there, like you're a ball of fucking energy, dude.
I hear that a lot.
And I'm like, you know, it was early in the morning. All of us are going to Starbucks to kind of fucking get some energy, and like you're just there rolling, man.
Look, dude, the last thing you do is bring a kid with hyperactivity to a Starbucks. Okay.
But then I started following you on Facebook and Instagram afterwards, and it was just like, dude, like the way I've described you to people that I, you know, like telling them that you're going to be in the podcast and things like that. It's like, dude, like he's that song that you hear that you can't be mad when you're listening to it.
Are you comparing me to a Taylor Swift song? No. No, dude. I mean, I try and be a pretty positive person,
positive, man.
I definitely carry the we ain't here for a long time, so let's have a good time mentality. I'm luckier than shit to work with LA Choppers and the brands that I work with, and drag specialties overall, and like Legends and Saddlemen and all these, and Custom Dynamics and all these guys that, they're brand names to everybody, but like they're family.
There's still people behind.
Yeah, there's a lot of people, and a lot of those people where you do have great CEOs and business owners that run those companies, but a lot of those guys are out there just like me, pounding the pavement every week and doing that direct sale and direct marketing. I think it's a lost cause. I think it's a lost art right now, you know, because you do, like we were talking, again, the evil that is the internet and the Instagram, and you buy from there. It is what it is, man. But you still have these people as professionals walking into your brick and mortar store, educating you, talking to you about product, and the funny thing is not picking on any brands or anything like that, but you have a lot of those guys that are super popular, but there's nobody walking in that dealer door or that shop door going, hey, I'm so-and-so with so-and-so, and I'm here to educate you and help you out. Do you have any questions? This is what I can do for you. This is where our margin's at. This is our warranty policy. You know, as cheesy and corporate as all that stuff sounds, as a business owner yourself building bikes, if you get a product in, you want to know that it's backed by at least one or two companies, whether it be us or directly from drag. So you know, you don't have a lot of those companies that are the big names that are not necessarily beating down your door. They're politely walking in your door and saying, hey man, how can we help you be more successful with our product? And those are, again, you know, I talk about the technicians being the unsung heroes. A lot of our road vendors are our unsung heroes. Those guys that, you know, I was lucky enough to hang out with you in Sturgis this year. I mean, how many of those vendors that you saw that were busting their asses working out in that hot sun at the Drag Specialties tent, at the Custom Dynamics tent, at the Oleans tent, whoever it was. Do
you think that that's a viable business practice going forward, considering how much it costs for these people to get these vendors to get space nowadays, when it makes more sense? It makes more sense in some aspects for some type of business to do exactly what you did and just be a face there to promote the brand all over Sturgis instead of in one spot.
Well, I mean, and dude, keep in mind, I mean, I did a little bit of marketing and PR work while I was there with Drag Specialties. Yeah. But I mean, I was there on vacation. But again, hobby is work, and work is hobby, dude.
Our fucking life is a vacation, depending on which, you know, dude, where you're sitting in. You know what I mean?
Dude, my old man gives me shit. He tells me all the time, he's like, you don't have a damn career. You got a hobby, gives you a fucking paycheck. Yeah. And he's not wrong. I mean, I'm very, very lucky. I fell into this niche, and I have a lot of friends that are in this niche and worked toward this niche that are just about the industry, that really enjoy what they do, and they do enjoy walking into that dealer. And I think that, you know, those guys that walk in and shake a hand and say, hey, man, I'm here to help you out. If you need something, you're not going to call a 1-800 number. You're going to call me. Yeah. And sometimes that conversation ain't a conversation you really want to have. It's not, you know, it's manufacturing, whether it's our product, whether it's anybody's product out of drag, whether it's whoever, man. Yeah. You know, no one's ever 100 over 100. Shit happens, dude. Manufacturing happens. Yeah. Ford has recalls. Let's not talk about Harley's recalls. You know, everybody makes a mistake. There's an engineer behind it that goes, yeah, that's a great fucking idea. And then we realize later, oh, that's a bad fucking idea.
Well, yeah, it is weird, like how, like, the smaller your business is, the less margin for error you're allowed. Basically.
Absolutely. You know, like with our facility, we've been in business for 25 years. We have all the machines that we need. We're a private label company as well. If everybody tried to achieve what we were doing at Tolomar and at LA Choppers, they would go broke. Yeah. So, you know, that's why we support those others. And just like companies like Saddleman that produce for everybody, and all these other companies that produce other products for these brands to meet a demand that has a cool logo and a cool name and a good product. But if everybody tried to spend the same amount of money to get to that point,
that
we wouldn't have any businesses here. You know,
manufacturing is not cheap, man. It's and there's a lot of. I mean, I've ran products that have been built in a way that they're like a small run of products, right? Yeah. And then, but they're built by people that haven't put them to the test, and then. I write it and I put it to the test, and then I'm like, hey, dude, some of this shit ain't right. Exactly. And then they're looking at like the other 500 sets of this they've made that they cannot, they can't just send them back, and you know what I mean? Like it's a total recall in their product line. Yeah, as opposed to if they would have. That's one of the things that I've noticed is that a lot of people make products. I'm not saying you guys, but a lot of people make products. But they never they don't really put them to the test. They don't ride them.
Absolutely.
And they don't give their product enough time to, you know, like, shameless plug, but me on my bike this year, 27,000 miles, like if you gave me, or if I'm running your product from mile 1,000 and now a year later at 27,000, I can tell you, hey man, like this started happening, that happened, this happened, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like, address this before you mass produce these things. You know what I mean? Like, a lot
of that comes from, like, a lot of our stuff is definitely hands-on engineering. So yeah, we have the CADs. Yeah, we can draw the stuff.
Yeah, but you're making products that aren't like. I don't mean it in a bad way. Like you're making products that are kind of been out there. You just like you make a great product. You know, the bars.
But
the fucking floorboards.
During new R&D, you still run into those things. Okay. You know, like when we try and develop a new product, you still run into those things, right? Whether it's us or any other brand out there, you put it into a machine. You know, where a lot of our companies will put it into a CAD work, and they'll do the calculations and they'll do all this, and then again we talk about being on the dealership side of things, and this new product comes out and you get it to the shop and you got that first guy and, you know, really pumped about it.
Yeah.
And it gets to the shop and you install it and then you find a flaw with it. And you're like calling the guy at the factory, whoever it is, and going, hey man, this shit ain't going. And he's like, well, here on the CAD, it says right here in the instructions. And you're like, yeah, well, I'm in the real world. Shit ain't going.
Yeah.
You know, so everybody has that issue. Like I said, you know, we definitely keep them far and few between. But, you know, it doesn't matter whether you're producing Twinkies or cars. Somebody's going to screw up somewhere along the assembly line. You know, and we definitely try and keep that down. But, yeah, a lot of these guys that come out with a new product and they think it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Cool, great. How much product testing have you done?
It is true.
You know,
yeah.
and they may have a great concept on paper until it gets out in the real world.
Yeah, the main thing I see is like, you know, if you're making bar and risers, you're going to be good. You're making a set of T-bars. You're making those products that really the only thing that's at test is the welding or
like you have to make sure they're square.
When you're making things that move and you do this and do that, it's like, yeah, you need to make sure that shit works.
Well, I mean,
you know,
Harley Davidson and the Milwaukee 8 and their oil
yeah, their oil
issue.
something.
But you know what? But a lot of people don't realize is, you know, Harley over engineers the hell out of everything, and they want to put years and years and 6 years and 9 years into a motor. You know, how long was the twin cam or the V-Rod motor in testing before it actually made it?
Yeah.
Years and years and years. The Milwaukee 8 motor was done in, I think, like 18 months.
Damn.
Yeah, so something like that. It was a very short period in time of what they were normally doing.
I'm excited for the new bikes coming out from Harley with the new motor, and I know it's based off the Revolution V-Rod motor.
Yeah, but it was a great motor.
It is.
It wasn't the best design, but it was a great motor.
When I talk shit about the V-Rod, I'm talking shit about the fact that there's no way to ride that thing comfortably.
No, it was a pro street bike with a ton of power that was made to go straight in a straight line. Unless you're like Steve Chamberlain, who's a big gorilla and he can muscle it around.
Yeah, doing wheelies.
Yeah. You know.
How'd you learn to do wheelies? Oh, V-Rod?
Yeah,
what?
Yeah, exactly. And dude, and it's funny, if you actually go to the YouTubes and you go check out V-Rods in Australia, those dudes all day rip wheelies on V-Rods. Yeah. Those guys, that was probably...
V-Rods are like the Euro trash thing. Like there's really a haircut associated with it. It looks like it's kind of like a mullet.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know, the power plant was great. It really was.
So yeah, I'm very excited to see what like the Pan America.
Yeah, Pan America. Yeah, they're out of business.
Yeah. Heard it was a good flight though.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
but you know, all these bikes look like they're going to be cool, and I'm excited to see what they do. I'm excited for what the Challenger does to the industry. I'm not saying that that it shouldn't exist, right?
Yeah.
I guess I got trolled, right? Basically what it boils down to is I saw the memes, I saw people tagging me and shit, I saw my buddy FXR Mike fucking making memes about it all day long, and you know, I'm like biting my lip, you know what I mean? But bottom line is all this new innovation coming, and how I don't, if Harley comes out with an inverted front end for the bagger, it'd be cool, right? Would I bend over backwards and go buy a new one? No, because I still would rather run an aftermarket suspension, because no matter what happens, whatever comes from the factory is going to be detuned to something.
Well, so it doesn't matter if it's Harley or Indian or Honda.
Okay, so
or
you know why like sport bikes have like such nice shit is because of racing. Because if it's factory, if it's that much from factory, then they can deviate that much from actual race bikes.
Nobody's racing Harley.
Exactly. There's no point in a full Olin suspension, from factory.
But here's the other issue that you also have these days is they're spending millions of dollars in R&D, and they get this great concept, and then they sublet some of the product overseas and have it built by the lowest bidder. So on paper, and the initial R&D was great, but then you have the concept of bringing the cost down. Who's going to manufacture this one little widget that goes over here, and then you find out that widget that may have cost the motor company maybe $2 at one point, or Indian or whoever, and then they are able to sublet it, and now it's 49 cents. And we don't discover the issues of the consequences of that decision until 2 years later.
Yeah.
You know, so I believe that, dude, the Milwaukee 8's a great motor. I mean, it really is.
Mine's solid.
They are, they get so much bashing, but they are a great motor. I am a twin cam guy. I love
but
my
twin cam was the same way. The fucking cam chest, the fucking, what was it? The tensioners in the cam chest.
I worked
horrible.
during the industry during that. You know, the cam shoe tensioners would fail. They'd go into the oil pump, launch the whole motor. Boom. You know, now you're getting a new motor. You know, we just take the warranty money and build a hot 95. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Like I said, it doesn't matter if it's Harley or Ford or Twinkie or Coca-Cola. It doesn't matter, dude. There's gonna be a mistake made along the way by a dude either in budgeting or in engineering who thought that it was a good idea to shave some cost or shave some time or shave whatever. And there's consequences to that aren't foreseen until it goes out and really hits the road.
So what was your first Harley after you got your...
Dude, so my first Harley was a 97 Sportster Sport, which was a epic little bike. I did a little bobber build on it because I was on that mode. Well, I was flat black, wide white wall.
Was it like 08 or some shit?
It was like, dude, it was like 07, actually.
Right,
07 08.
You're an early adopter there.
Oh, yeah, dude. No, I mean, I always dug the greaser look. I always dug the rat rod look. So I went that route. It had a good motor.
The bobber was the answer towards the flashy chopper, 100%.
It really was, dude. I didn't want a big wheel chopper. I was riding by myself. I didn't have anybody on the back, so I really didn't worry about a passenger. I just wanted to go fast. I wanted something cool. Yeah. I thought that 14-inch apes that were super wide on a Sportster were a good idea at the time. I learned some lessons, and I went from there. And then after that, I had a killer 07 Springer Softail Classic. That was I love that bike, but unfortunately I took a Kia to the butthole about 45 miles an hour and totaled that one. That was my fault, but
it wasn't your fault.
No, I got rear-ended.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say the butthole aspect.
I wasn't something I asked for. I was about 45. We were at speed at about 45 miles an hour. I got rear-ended, and so that tossed me off, and I hated to see that bike go. But honestly, as much as I love that Vicla, it was a twin fishtails, legend air ride, 14-inch apes.
Yeah.
The wide white walls, ride right, fat daddy fitties. You open up the dictionary to Cholo Vicla or whatever, there it was.
Yeah. It was a kit.
And it sucked to see it go, but dude, it was probably one of the coolest things. The benefit was building this Road King that I have now. Was building Harley Dangerous to get to that point of melding. I sat down with my technician Kyle Brooks at St. Charles, and I was like, dude, this is an idea that I have, and this is a color scheme, and what do you think? And he looked at me, he's like, you're an idiot. Like, he and I always kind of butted heads on things sometimes, but after we kind of went over it, we started talking about some things. It all made sense. You know, and this was like 3 years ago that I was doing it. In no means that I start a performance bagger movement or anything like that. It was just starting to get moving. Yeah. But it was just something that I had. I wanted a Dyna. I loved the Dyna S. Yeah. And but I wanted a bagger, so I applied a lot of what I liked over there to that. And it's probably one of the best moods I ever made, dude. I can travel the country like me and the boys did from St. Louis, Kyle and those boys. But I can also go rip on the back roads with you guys. So it was really the melding of two great possibilities with that bike. So touring plus performance, it sounds a little silly, but hell, Mercedes has a grand touring car that's luxury and performance. Why can't bikes be that way?
Yeah, the thing that's annoying about listening to people talk shit about the performance bagger, it's like it's kind of like they're being trolled on the idea that it's performance. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, they're so fixated on that word. They're like a married chick that's just looking for that word that you say that triggers her to be pissed. You know what I mean? It's like, don't say performance. He said performance. Oh fuck, I'm done. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
it's just a concept. It's just it's adjective.
Style. Yeah, it's a style
towards the things that you're. This bike is more performance than the previous popular things to do on baggers. Yeah. Therefore, it's fitting.
You built some badass big wheel baggers. I had the opportunity at St. Charles to that we had enough freedom that we didn't really care what the motor company said, and we did build some cool stuff. So we had that opportunity, and I made a lot of money with guys with big wheel baggers and met their expectation and built the bike that they wanted, that they had in their mind, right? So my concept on that whole situation is we were taking a bunch of money from people and making baggers. I don't care who tells you they were great to ride, whatever. Maybe a few of them that were dialed in 100%. Yeah. I get it. But if you were looking to do what we're doing, It's not. If you're looking to go ride a motorcycle, that wasn't the best way to do it. I loved a lot of the builds that I was involved in, made some good money on it. The customer was happy. But the fact that we're dumping a bunch of money into these baggers now and making them a lot of fun to ride, dude, that's a cool concept. I'm totally pumped on.
That's what I talk about this with everybody. It's like, look, here's the deal. What we're doing now with bikes is it's not necessarily a fad. It's just doing what we've always done. People have always put exhaust on their bike and motor work and braking and things like that. So now you're literally throwing money at making your bike better in every way possible. Not just the visual thing is like an acquired taste, right?
Yeah.
Like nobody liked the G-Wagon when it fucking came out. It was a fucking blocky ass fucking, deal. But all of a sudden you see it everywhere. Like that fucking means something to see that goddamn G-Wagon rolling around. So I think I'm into it now,
Daniel always argues this with proper baggers, you know. The performance bagger kind of gets a bad rap because, when you look at a big wheel bagger, you can see the dollar amounts that are sitting right there. You can be an untrained eye and look at that and go, that costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
When they look at bikes like ours, the untrained eye doesn't know what they're looking at. Mm-hmm. They're just like, it's cool. So what is that, nitrous hanging off the back there? Right? We always make that. Yeah, we make that joke all the time, right?
Dude, but your nitrous cans are the shit, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how we just need to address it.
No one, unless you're in the industry and you start picking apart these motorcycles, a lot of those people don't know what they're looking at. Yeah. So yes, it does look like an overly expensive, air quotes, stock bike.
Yeah.
But what that layman person doesn't understand is there's a lot of work and a lot of thought and a lot of education and a lot of doing your own research and talking to the right people to get that bike to where you want it. Right?
Yeah.
And it's not always the flashiest thing besides the paint.
I found that like my gas station conversations with people that don't know what they're looking at has to do with explaining to them what those reservoirs do, which I don't really have the best explanation for that.
Magic.
It's religion.
It's science. Something. I don't know.
And then turning around and trying to explain to people that do know about bikes why I chose to go with the T-bar setup on a bagger than like traditional ape hangers or something like that.
Absolutely.
And the problem is that it's all personal preference, but honestly, like same like you just said about the Dyna when you built your current bagger, like you love that Dyna Lowrider S, but you wanted the amenities of a bagger. Well, I went from a big wheel bagger to a Dyna, and I fell in love with it. But then, I rode that thing kind of semi across country and had a great time, but I did kind of miss the wind blockage from a fairing.
Yeah.
And I kind of miss the bags. You know what I mean? Like I like it. I would love to have a Dyna as a second bike, but still have the Road Glide to be able to do my traveling on. But those T-bars, man, like, people know I'm a fucking T-bar fucking queer, man. Like that changed, that reignited motorcycle passion for me.
Well, yeah.
Being able to ride that bike and feel the response like I used to ride sport bikes. Yeah. It just like, fuck, it feels great. Like I feel like I'm on ape hangers, but when I turn the bike, my bars don't do this. You know what I mean?
More of that responsiveness.
Yeah.
Well, just like, like that 97 Sportster I was telling you about, that was a bobber. Now it's a cafe racer. So I mean, you switch it up. You have those different tastes that
these modular bikes, man. Harley, yeah. What are they doing? They don't think do they know what they're doing with all these bikes, making it where they do whatever they want,
I mean, they do. I mean, we're definitely working in the parts and accessories department. I can tell you that, there's probably, I mean, if
so you can buy a Sportster and you can travel or cafe or bobber or chopper or fucking wheelie.
And now even going as far as you can buy a bagger and make it whatever you want now. Yeah. You can buy a Dyna and make it, or a new Softail and make it whatever you want now. But just having that different degree and then changing the way the bike changes through its lifestyle. Sometimes you have that same bike that just keeps going. Like I said, I went to a cafe racer, so I was kind of missing that sport bike aspect. So I was like, I'll build a cafe racer, and then I still have that bagger. But it's just so weird where the industry goes. It's whatever that person wants.
Yeah.
And like you said, you went to a Dyna, then you went back to a bagger. It just, what sparks your interest now? Hell, we don't know. Next week, Softails could be cool again, and now we're going to Softails.
I want to like be so aware of so many things that I want to be able to see the spark that changes the industry when it happens again. You know what I mean?
We've been looking for that, you know, like the performance bagger is kind of like a light spark. The Dyna, you know, like you were talking about the unknown guys.
Yeah.
You know, Harley wasn't really a blip on the radar I mean, I always joke around like, where the hell did all these FXRTs and FXRPs come from? Because in the mid 2000s, nobody knew what an FXR was.
Yeah.
Nobody knew what an FXRP was or T was. The old school guys did.
Yeah.
But like the guys at Unknown brought that relevancy. Like I said, I used that word earlier, you know, that the relevancy of what is going on in our industry right now.
Yeah.
You know, so like I said, where did all these people find these FXRs? And then all of a sudden they were cool to ride again. And it's not the old guys riding them. It's young dudes that are tearing them apart and putting a bunch of money into them.
And what Unknown did realistically was mirror what was taking place in where they're from. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like these club guys were rocking these bikes and things like that, and they just did, you know, like, you know, the story. I don't know how much of the story that Taylor Schultz told about painting these bikes, but those fucking colorful paint jobs up on one wheel with Simpson helmets and this swag of these kids on these bikes, like. All of us, you know what I mean? Like we're chasing this old man dream, and these kids come on and create something else. We're like, dude, honestly, I feel more connected to this than the fucking Affliction jeans over here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, you and I are not going to walk into a local hog chapter meeting.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, we want to go ride with like-minded people. Yeah. we want to go ride with like-minded people, right?
Walking a lot of trikes out there, dude.
Exactly. But dude, that's where our industry is going, you know, and good for them. They want to stay in the saddle. That's great. But I think Harley's putting a lot of eggs in that basket. I mean, dude, you just had a CVO trike released.
Oh yeah.
And you know, if I was working on a pension and a retirement, I'd spend an extra $10,000 and go get a brand new Corvette. You know, it's like
for the same price, right?
I get an extra wheel with that. You know what I mean? You know, and I feel better about my purchase.
And I got a Target top.
Yeah, you know, and I'm not picking on Trike, dude, because that's a lot of what Harley's business is right now. It's the baby boomers who are still hanging on to that dream, but you also have a lot of disabled people, like veterans and whatnot, that ride them too. So you know, you can't really ride that side of the industry because it is a part of it to an extent.
It allows people to get the experience even when unforeseen circumstances take place.
Hey, look, ride a Harley Davidson trike. Don't buy a Can-Am or a Spider.
Yeah, like, that is the gayest shit, dude. I stuck my balls on one of those once at fucking Galveston.
I learned more about you just now than I wanted to.
So, you know, it was like 2015. I was jamming AWOL Nation the whole night, and drunk as fuck. And this is like when I was invincible drinking and riding. Right, I get so fucked up, and dude, the shit I did on my bike drunk is comical now, but I would never do it now because I've been, you know, gone through DWIs and shit. So
well, now we go do it sober.
So I'm drunk as fuck, and we're staying at this hotel on Seawall at Galveston Lone Star Rally, and the Can-Am just came out, the Spider one, the one with the one with seats in the steering wheel that people still wave at me.
That's Slingshot.
Slingshot, right?
Slingshot.
And I'm like, this is not a fucking motorcycle. It does not deserve to be in this place.
Well, now it's been reclassified. It's an auto cycle now.
Is this our version of gender pronouns going on?
I'm just saying, it identifies as an auto cycle.
Is it a them be or whatever the fuck?
Well, no, I mean, they had to change the verbiage on it because it has a steering wheel and brake pedal and a gearbox, and they're calling it a motorcycle, but it's got a steering wheel and a seatbelt. I
felt like Mr.
And then you got to wear a helmet, and it's like, okay, like, come on, like, where are we going to draw the line?
If you have a seatbelt, do you need a helmet?
In some states, yes. If it's a motorcycle state, if it's a motorcycle helmet state, then yeah.
So I was so drunk, and I was talking shit about these things because we'd be at lights and shit, and they'd be waving at us. And it's like, I don't want to be a dick, but I can be. I totally can be a dick. That is part of who I am at times if you're not in my circle, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, this thing was in the parking lot, and I'm like, dude, I'm figuring to pull my nuts out and sit it on this dude's fender.
Well, I mean,
had to do it.
Yeah, I don't know how people, get to that. I mean, maybe they want that feeling. I mean, honestly, and I'll probably sound like a big homo when I say this, but if I was going to spend the money to go buy a Slingshot, I'd probably buy like a mid-2000s Miata and go drive that around.
Okay,
you know,
I've already discussed this with myself and others. The only way any of that shit is cool is if you do a T-Rex. There's a double standard. It's a double standard. But a T-Rex is like flexing. It was in the Rough Rider video, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. Stop and drop. Shut them down. Open up shop.
Yeah, exactly.
But, and correct me if I'm wrong. That shit's made in Canada too, isn't it?
I can't remember. I know that I was gonna build one for this guy once, and there was like all these people that make kits, but they were making them out of ZX12 motors, and then they went to Busas and shit like that. But yeah.
Well, but I mean,
I see a dude on T-Rex. I'm waving at him like, dude, can I get a picture with you?
Yeah, but it's the same concept, though.
It is the same concept.
It's the same concept. It's the same thing.
The thing is that T-Rex is just like a baller status thing, dude. It just really is. Like anybody that knew about T-Rexes back in the day knew that they were like $50,000 entry prices to get into these things.
Yeah.
And like you see a couple of them, especially I've been to Myrtle Beach Black Bike Week. That was an experience by itself. You know what I mean? And it's like you see this shit. It's like that's pretty dope. You know what I mean? Like if I had that money now to buy one, I don't think I'd buy one, but I would definitely be more interested to look at those being customized in these Can-Ams because.
But you see those guys customizing them though.
Yeah, dude, they look like
some of those slingshots.
They look like 18-wheelers going on the road with lights on them.
They got deuces, man. They got 22-inch wheels on them, man, and they got sound systems. They got this and that, and it's like, why don't you just bring your car? And it's like,
well, that's the other thing about the industry that's gotten like out of hand is just the sound system on the bikes and shit. And they ran out of space in baggers, so they've been doing these fucking Can-Am slingshots, right? And they've just been turning those things into fucking like old Blazers from the 80s with fucking sound systems.
Dude, I mean, like I have no interest in having a sound system on my bike.
Dude, I got a Lexan and
I run a Senna.
Runs.
Yeah, I run a Senna, and the other thing is
we need to change that.
Yeah, well, they keep telling me that. but no, I mean, the funny thing is about that is I get to listen to my music in my helmet, whether it's a Lexan or whoever it is.
You don't have to bother everybody else with your shit.
And you know what? Every once in a while, I like to listen to Katy Perry. Okay, there it is. I'm just going to put it out there.
Yeah, put it out there, dude.
No one's got to hear it, But, that's always the joke. Is like, you don't know what I'm listening to in my helmet? Fuck off. Leave me alone. I'm in my own world.
What I've always said is, because, like, that bike that I had there, which is the same one over there, it's just revamped. Like, that one right there, I had what was expensive at the time was, like, $6,000 worth of speakers and stereo in it, right? And in 2013, that was, like, baller shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
absolutely.
Now, I'm hearing stories, these motherfuckers dropping 22, 24 grand in speakers.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely, dude. I mean, some of the stuff that I get to see on the road is just, like, they spend more money on the sound system than the paint.
The thing is, like, there was a point in time where, like, I never liked being that guy that had my shit blaring when I pull in or leave a parking lot, unless I was drunk. If I was drunk, I was everything that I hate about other people, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think we all are. I mean, we're all obnoxious when we're drunk.
But, like, no matter how great it sounds or how good the song is, like, when you pull into a bike night, me and you're having a conversation, and then all of a sudden fucking Thunder Road comes in. You know what I mean? I'm like, dude. Really? Or fucking, what it really is like, I was going to bring this up. You're from St. Louis. It's always fucking Nelly, dude.
Oh, dude.
Every old white guy and Nelly,
yes.
Tip drilled.
Yep. Oh, my God.
Whatever else is going on.
Oh, my God. It's getting hot in her. Yeah, I mean, that's, and typically, he thinks it sounds great, and then he rolls up, and sometimes it does sound great, and sometimes it sounds like, two cans in the back rattling,
The worst part about it, though, is like, I'm a very observant person. I like to, like, I guess the word's judge, but I like to look
Everybody's
at people.
Judgmental.
I like to look at people and just kind of like see where they're at, and like you could tell, like, you see a dude, he pulls into a parking lot, he just paid a lot of money for his stereo system, his bike, whatever, and he pulls his phone out, and he's like, he looks like the guy that's picking the songs that the shop showed him sounds good on.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's so insecure about it.
Yep.
But like he's just looking for a friend.
Yeah,
he's not. And I want to go be his friend. I'm like, dude, man, you don't have to do that.
Yeah,
you don't have to do. Let's go have a beer. Leave your bike alone. Turn off the lights. Turn the LEDs off.
Drain your battery, and then somebody's gonna have to push you. And
we're gonna go ride later. Yeah. Let's go have a beer. Tell me what you do, man. Like I want to be. I wish I had more CPU in my head to be that guy to like go help that dude find something in this world. That he goes, man, like. I thought I had to buy my way into this, but all I had to do was just be me. You know what
I mean? Like, again, going back to that, just having your knees in the breeze, just being on two wheels. You don't have to be the most obnoxious one pulling into the parking lot to make friends. But again, shame on our industry sometimes because that's the impression that we give, right?
Yeah,
You
for
know,
sure, man.
we're the loudmouth.
I'm the biggest hypocrite right now when I'm just
Oh
saying.
no, and I'm the same way, dude. Like you said, I'm a ball of energy. If I go anywhere, you know exactly where I'm at because you can hear me yell talking. You know, I mean, that's just who I am. So I'm excited about what I do. That guy's excited about what he does and what he perceives is cool. And at that time, it's the color matched LED app on his phone and the audio that he probably listens to Luke Bryant, but he's listening to the Skrillex song that sounds really good and dialed in on his stereo. But that's what he's about because he probably sat on the internet for hours and hours and hours and researched it and worked with his local shop or whoever he was working with to achieve that. And that's what he thought is cool. Like I said,
I don't even know if he thinks it's cool. I just think that he feels like that's what's going to get him in.
Yeah,
and that's the problem. A lot of us, it's so far past our. I mean, you worked in a dealership forever, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, you were kind of like in already.
Yeah.
And I worked in, I came in this industry in the middle of the shit working for Other Side Customs and Rick Fairless here.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a sander working on biker build-off bikes. I'm in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you already.
And then these people that are like that come and they buy a bike, and it's like, man, like I just want to find something cool. I hear about this world.
Yeah.
Like
you just mentioned Fairless. You just mentioned Rick, and I was just in there earlier this week just because they're good friends. I didn't. A lot of guys go into Strokers because that's like a mecca. Like if they're in town, they're like,
Dallas,
I gotta go see Strokers. I gotta go see Strokers, and they don't realize that it's very much a family-oriented place. And it's Rick and it's Lena running the place, and that they're just normal people. But I was also that way early on in my career. The first time I met Rick and some of these guys, when I was on the dealer side of things, you look at those guys, you're like, holy shit, that's Rick Fairless.
Dude, and people still do that shit.
Yeah,
too,
and they do. He's a great influence on our industry. You know. So did I go in there to buy a T-shirt and go see how cool? I mean, I've been in his shop plenty of times. He's a good human being. Lena's a great person. Hanging out with those people is just awesome. Just to walk in and say, hey, what's going on? How are things? How are you?
Yeah.
Not going, oh my God, you guys have so many T-shirts. It's like people don't realize that they can just walk into places like that and probably get way more intimate with that person that they put up on such a pedestal, and then realize they're normal human beings.
Yeah.
They're in a passionate industry just like you are.
Yeah.
But it's really cool that we have those influences in our industry. Whether you like tie-dye bikes or not, he does some crazy shit. But there's a dude out there that would be so afraid to walk up to him because he's like, oh my God, it's Rick or whatnot.
What would I say?
Yeah, what would I say? Or even being in Sturgis, seeing a lot of the guys that we saw. You know that so and so owns this company, or oh my God, that's so and so, and you're like, even at my level.
What I like about our world now is like guys like Steve Chamberlain and fucking Kyle, people that just build bikes or work on their own bike, and they just, like Steve's not a bike shop builder. He's not a brand. He's just Steve fucking Chamberlain, right?
Viking motherfucker.
Yeah. And you know why Steve is like, he's in the mouths of like Danny Dixon, Brian Clark, and all these people because he just fucking rides bike and does cool shit.
Well, because he's what our industry's about right now. A lot of people,
he is a fucking poster boy, child biker. Fucking what's cool.
A lot of these guys will sit there and bitch and moan when they're at a shop or a dealership or something like that, and just saying, "Oh, the millennials aren't buying bikes. The millennials aren't buying bikes." And I'm looking at guys like Steve and Will, and going, and even Kyle, and going, the fuck you guys do for a living, man? Like, how you're saying that, he's not buying a Sportster, he's not buying a 1200 cc Sportster as his first bike, he's buying a Road Glide, and then he's putting some severe money into it.
When I met Steve, he fucking mobbed from Michigan to our first camp out, the first one, right? It was the first one.
Yeah, the official.
So we did like 2 campouts within like a year of each other, but the first one was kind of like a last minute thing, and then the official number 2 was technically in April of this year, and he just mobbed down to the first one, and it's like, damn, dude, like that was badass. Like that's the kind of shit that I do. Like when Dixon Flannel threw their first like party when they got their first warehouse, I rode to that. You know what I mean? Like that kind of shit is how you make friends. That's how I met one of my good friends, Mark. And now Steve is a close friend of mine. I would like to say that. I think we are, and it's because he came to that, and then we do Sturgis. And he came, he flew down here last year for IMS and stayed with me. That's fucking cool. That's what I love about like this industry is that, by just doing shit, just being like going out of your way and trying shit, it allows you to open up to so much cool shit and so many cool people. You know
absolutely, dude. Because you have the conglomerate dealerships, but you have so many of these small spots. Like, you know, Kyle, you know, he's out there in the Midwest with me, and you know, a lot of people know him, but a lot of people don't know him. But if you were to talk to me about who should be working on your car or your bike to get things dialed in and right and perfect, that's the dude to go talk to. Yeah. You know, and a lot of people don't know him because he doesn't get on social media.
He's been a part of a lot of paint jobs that I've seen over the years that I didn't know he was a part of.
No, because he keeps it low key, man.
Having Kyle needs to get on the fucking bandwagon and be on fucking Instagram better, you know?
And he's just, you know, he's fairly new to it, and he's just so freaking funny, dude. And he's a good dude to ride with. I had a blast riding with those cats, with Jason and with Chris and with Kyle at the Sturgis. That was actually my first trip to Sturgis.
No fucking way.
Well, dude, you got to remember, like I said, I've been working in the dealership for so long that they didn't let me leave.
Dealerships need to do a better job. I have a good buddy here, Marty, right? That's his name. That does he works at a dealership, and he's always hitting me up, and he wants to ride and this, that, and the other, but he can't really, because of the way the schedule's set up at Harley. Yeah, he can't do anything.
You can't do it. And you know, being in St. Louis when I was at St. Charles Harley Davidson, we were right off of 70. So like everybody coming from the Eastern Seaboard was coming through St. Charles, and if they weren't having a breakdown, you know, and they didn't want to wait on parts, they'd buy a new bike and get new parts. Or the dude would walk in and go, "Hey man, they didn't have that color at my dealership. I'm going to buy that and pack it up right now. Let's go." So like it was, I mean, we would sell an additional 10 to dozen bikes that week just for guys coming through with breakdowns, or they had a color, or whatever the situation is. So yeah, you didn't.
Those bureaus.
So you really couldn't gauge what it was like, and it was always busy. I'll tell you that. So there was some justification behind it, depending on where you're at. But yeah, this year was my first trip, and Kyle.
What did you think about Sturgis?
Dude, I'm actually really happy I got to go there on the 79th because it wasn't super packed. A lot of the roads were open. It was awesome. I got to admit, like we didn't even make it down to Main Street. You know,
for real?
No, we didn't. Because like. Again, you know, Kyle's from that area, so he was like...
Kyle's from Sturgis?
He's from North Dakota, excuse me.
Okay,
so but he knows that area real well, so he was
he does look like he has a little North Dakota in him, huh?
Yeah, you know, a little inbred. Yeah. No, but I mean, he was like the best tour guide ever because he'd done the trip so many times. This was the first time he went without actually working and being posted up at a tent, right? So it was cool for him. He got to show me around. I got to see more of Sturgis than most people probably get to do after their third or fourth visit.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, we're getting up here, we're doing this, everybody packed up, we all met up with everybody.
I do the same shit because I haven't been a million times, but I've been enough times to know, okay, we need to show up this time and do these things because on Friday it's off limits after that. You know what I mean?
Exactly, because if you would have sent me to Sturgis 10 years ago, it would have been Main Street, beer, and titties all fucking week, and I wouldn't have ridden anything.
Good luck finding titties.
No, well, dude, hey, look.
You can find titties, but
dude, are they titties? Come on, don't argue with me, man. Are titties? Titties are titties. Dude. No. But I mean, it would have been a different scenario for me 10 years ago. I was in a different place 10 years ago. Like you said, you know, going out, wilding out, getting crazy, you know, risking life and limb and DUI to go be a part of that scene. Mm-hmm. The scene that we were involved in this year was way different because it wasn't about where we were going to be seen. It was about what we were going to go see and the roads we were going to go ride.
That's a good point. Like it was about like what it was this year for Sturgis was like our clique that we were with was it. That was what we came to do. We came to do Sturgis with people that we already knew. You know what I mean? It was really...
It was awesome. Like I said, we spent the one day at the Buffalo Chip doing the Performance Bagger Show. That was about the only day that we kind of spent idle, and then we still kind of did stuff afterwards. But that was about the only day that we kind of had a break that we weren't really putting miles on.
Yeah.
You know, we did needles twice while we were there.
Yeah.
You know, there was no reason to do it, but it was a good time. You know, we did, like I said, we did all those not cliche, but all those epic spots. You know, we did 12 miles of dirt road. You know, these are guys that, you know, we came up to I told you the story. We came up to the end of a paved road that goes into gravel, and I'm like, okay, I want to see who's willing to take the step over the line.
Yeah.
And you can call me a little sissy biker boy for not wanting to get a rock chip in my paint. Undeserved. If I'm on the highway, shit happens. I'm not going to go try and jump whoops and get on the dirt track with my bagger, right?
Yeah.
But And you can ask any one of those dudes. We're all standing there, and it's all like a starting line. And I'm like, dude, how many miles is this? It's all gravel. Do we really want to do this? And then this broad on a Vespa gave us a little meep meep and cruised on past us. And she goes down the gravel road. I'm like, saddle up, boys. We got to go. Like, we're not. And it was 12 miles of dirt road. And I know what these guys have in their paint. And I know what these guys have in their motorcycles. For the guy who's riding a 80,000 mile road glide, black road glide, and he's super proud of it. He probably ridden that road 1,000 times.
Yeah.
He didn't care. These guys had some serious money in their bikes, and we're dirt bagging.
Well, like I also said to you before, that's what needs to be important about this performance bagger thing going forward. It needs to be about glorifying riding bikes.
Yes.
And glorifying about the experiences that you have with other people riding bikes and doing bike stuff.
Yeah.
Not about.
It's not show and shine.
It's not, people know me as like a guy that's like really hardcore on people that trailer, right? But at the same time, I do understand a necessity for it if you're in certain areas. And like Daniel bringing the, trailering down, I guess it's acceptable a little bit.
They're Canadians.
Yeah,
okay? They
don't apply to our logic down here.
Fucking
but,
Canadians.
There's a time, like, like if you're going to go to Daytona, and you're from the north, like, yeah, you probably want a trailer because you don't have a way to get out of there, without, dealing with White Walkers, I guess.
Oh, dude, no, I mean, you're absolutely right, dude. I used to get my balls busted all the time by the guys in the industry when I used to go on the drag specialties ride, because 9 times out of 10 I would trailer.
Yeah.
But there was a reason for that, because I was a manager at a shop. There was no having to take an alternate route or getting caught in snow and missing a day. I had shit to take care of.
Yeah.
And you know what, man? I would love to say that every time I rode that motorcycle across country and got snowed on and hailed on and all that shit, but all I know is, like, dude, I had some smooth Barry Manilow going, and it was a temperate 72 degrees in the cab of the truck, and I was having a good time. I wasn't worried about snow.
Maybe it's cold outside.
Maybe it's cold out. Yeah, exactly. So I can admit that there's some benefits, and you're going to get your balls busted on it. But not everybody, I didn't have the opportunity at that time to take 12 days off if I had the issue of riding 2 days to get to my destination. And if you're running through the panhandle of Texas, as you know, it can be a shit show in 30 seconds notice.
So, I think that trailering should be an option if the first option of riding your bike there is off the table.
Absolutely.
And so, one of the things that I've been pretty strong on since the day I've had a voice on this fucking podcast is that, like, if you're going to be a shop, like, experience the ride, and that's one thing I've noticed also, like, kind of getting all over the place here and playing the squirrel game.
I'm with you.
When I talk to people in the industry that we've all seen on social media or seen on TV or whatever, and you're thinking these people have it figured out, and off air, like, when they start airing out, like, man, like, I'm fucking over this world or this or that, and then we talk about riding, and they're like, fuck, I missed that. Yeah. Like, it's such, when you wake up and eat, sleep, and breathe motorcycles all day, it could be an afterthought to ride them because you're so like, just fucking over motorcycles. I'm sick of seeing motorcycles all day. Motorcycle call, this. Motorcycles are the answer, or my biggest problem. And then that dude doesn't want to jump on that bike and go anywhere. He's just like, I want to fucking see-do. You know what I mean?
No, you're absolutely right, dude. I mean, there's nothing, working in industry that you love as a hobby is a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, my dad tells me I get a paycheck for a hobby.
Yeah.
He's absolutely right. On the other side, when you have those bad days and people are fuss snatching, you're having concerns, or you're getting 9,000 phone calls, or you're dealing with a pissed off customer, whether it be in paint or production or a part is wrong, whatever it is, that has an effect on you. And that's kind of why I kind of started getting away from the dealership network. I was losing sleep over things that happened because somebody didn't get to make the ride that they wanted to on Saturday. Because I know how bummed I would be if I didn't have my bike on that ride on Saturday. So I took it very personally, and my name wasn't on the front of that particular dealership.
Yeah.
So you can ruin what you love very quickly by working in it.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is those moments are so far and few between. Because you look at the retros, and you're absolutely right. We kind of sometimes lose sight of why we are here.
Yeah.
Again, the paycheck's great, but if I wanted to make a good paycheck, I go sell pharmaceuticals. I could talk to anybody,
legally or illegally,
whatever, bro. Taxed or non-taxed, But you could go sell medical equipment. You could go sell cars. You could do this or do that. I don't want to see myself ever standing in a used car lot trying to make $1.
Yeah.
So when I look
selling
at
a
that
car
way,
that you wouldn't even fucking own. Yeah,
exactly. I don't, God bless those people that dig them holes and them ditches and work hard for a living.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to be out there in St. Louis when it's 30 degrees digging a hole. There are people that do it, and dude, y'all are badasses for doing it.
Yeah, I think
I don't want to do it. I
know,
work in an industry I love, and it can be a bad day. 90% of the time, it's a good day.
Every time I jump on my bike and I go somewhere, it's a fucking reset. It's Control-Alt-Delete, fucking start over. You
Absolutely.
know what I mean? And I've come to where like I need it. Like I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes after you've gone to Sturgis or you've gone on a trip, it's like coming back can be a fucking like get back in the swing of doing it again or doing your job. You know what I mean?
Well, but I think because you know what? I think the expectation was set so high because like that trip to Sturgis, like all those dudes, like we were doing the stupid Instagram chat today, like I look at my phone, there's 100 messages missed,
Dude,
and the rep I'm with, there's like,
y'all fucking added me in that chat, and like 10 minutes later, I muted it.
dude, you have to. But I mean, that's the withdrawal, right?
Yeah.
Yes, there were great. That's the withdrawal. There were great things that were seen and done, and laughs that were had, and it wasn't always necessarily about the writing.
You want to know what that is, though? Think about it. We all have friends, lots of friends. We've made friends over our lives. Like you're however old and I'm however old, and we've made friends, right? But what happens is we fall in love with this style of motorcycle or this type of riding or this type of anything. And then we find people that are like-minded, and we're just more connected to them, and we want to have these conversations. We want these guys to be the new best friends because we have more to talk about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's all fresh and new. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. It brings everybody together, it doesn't matter if you're riding a chopper, or if you're, a true chopper, or a garage built chopper, or like a hipster chopper, or a born free chopper, or a wide tire chopper. Again, it doesn't matter what you're riding. At the end of the day, if that guy sees if you are riding a big dog and you see another dude at the bike night who has a big dog, guess who
we just become best friends?
Yeah. Guess who the two sparkly set of jeans are going to come together right there, right?
It's going to be a shiny motherfucker area over there. It's a shine corner, bro.
They're going to, the first thing they say to one another is, what's your favorite fucking Florida Georgia Line CD? It's that's what they're about.
Yeah.
And you and I, we may not have the same music preference. Who gives a shit?
See my wife's tits, bro?
Yeah, exactly.
Those guys.
She's 60. You're like,
like, goddamn, dude. Like, you got any more?
Yeah, dude. So, and you're absolutely right.
These are things that actually happen to me.
Yeah, I believe it, dude. Yeah. but that's the way you look at it. Whether you're a Dyna bro, tall shocks, tall socks all day. Whether you're a performance bagger guy, whether you're a
how are we supposed to dress with performance baggers? We got to get a fucking dress code, dude.
I thought it was tall shocks, tall socks, and then I was like, oh no, we're not doing tall socks.
Oh, no, we're not doing tall socks.
So we're doing black pants. Okay, we're all doing. We're doing Dixon flannels. Okay, we're all doing.
Yeah.
But the Dyna guys are doing Dixon flannels.
We can't do those.
We can't. Is there another flannel company? No, let's just stick with Dixon. It's like everybody's got their own genre. You pick on the sparkly jean guys with the Affliction shirt, but you know what?
I want my own fucking outfit though,
dude. But that guy on his Black Street Glide feeds our business. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, he feeds the business.
Yeah.
He may not always want a Black Street Glide. Maybe he's saving up to come and pay you to paint it.
Yeah.
So again, I go back to that fact that we got to kind of be. I mean, we're always going to pick on each other, and we're always going to pick on other brands, and we're always going to pick on other riders.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is there does need to be a little bit more of that camaraderie to come back together. Because, I mean, think about the guys that were going back to Sturgis in like the 80s. If it was either patches or like dudes who just learned how to ride, right?
Our first camp out, and I've told this story so many times, but our first camp out, our buddy Big Will Cody showed up on a 30-inch fucking Street Glide. And he's like one of our closest friends now. Like he has a lowrider, a new one. Yeah. He's a riding motherfucker, dude. Dude can fucking carve corners. But his first time, like he came to an all Dyna FXR performance bagger little meetup with a big wheel, and we didn't fucking clown him. I mean, we might have had our jokes here and there.
Dude, there was definitely poking.
But this dude, and then he took it on Talamina Parkway with us. He rode it with us. He wasn't up there right with us, but he was there, and it's like, he wasn't far behind. And the thing was, it's like this dude just like he saved up, he built the bike he always wanted, and I respect that. He wanted a big wheel, he saved up for it, he did it, he owns it, it's in the garage, he pulls it out when he wants to stun on motherfuckers. But the other time he's on that fucking lowrider that he's fucking ripping miles on, he rode to Cali with us and back. And that's the thing, is like, if we would have clowned him, if we would have been like, fuck you, you and your fucking, big wheel and all this, that, and the other, which we did, but it was more friendly. It was
more in jest, dude.
Yeah, he knew we were joking, right? But
if you can't hang out in this fucking industry or hang out with
if you can't hang out with another man and let him poke fun at you and poke fun back, are you a man, really?
No, dude. I mean, I think there's some of the hardest ribbing that goes on in this industry.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the vendor homies that I have that are probably they will literally give you the shirt off of their back. They will take care of you. All of those guys that I travel with and do these shows with, they will do anything for you. But they'll also be the first one to kick you in the dick and make fun of you,
and that's what you need.
But that's a brother, dude. That's humble, family. Dude. You don't always...
My buddy Brad, he was up here earlier today. Anybody go to my Instagram and look at every custom paint job I post. You will see Brad Mad 86, I think is what his thing is. Shit's weak.
Yeah, because you're poking fun. He's poking fun.
He said, "I got to keep you humble."
You have to. Everybody's got to be kept humble, dude.
Yeah,
everybody's got to be kept humble. It's part of our industry, man. I don't ever want to see myself in a suit and tie trying to make a conversation and poke fun at somebody at a golf course.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Nice swing, fag.
Yeah. Oh, we can't say that here.
Demolition Man. There's a fucking ticket thing. Lets a ticket out right there for you cussing and shit.
I think the more that you get ribbed and the more you get harassed in this industry is probably the more love that's shown to you.
Yeah, it means that you're more important to the group because
exactly.
They're paying attention to you.
We in Sturgis we were all picking on Softail George because he was on a soft.
Yeah, dude, everybody was on George's shit
with 14-inch apes. But who didn't come in last on the dirt road was George.
There you go.
George was like
who was last?
I don't recall, but I know George.
Put him on. Who was last? Put him on fucking blast.
I know. I can't even remember because I know it was like me, Steve, and Johnny. That were up front. We were the first three to pull in, and I think Daniel and George were right after that.
Daniel's a clean guy. He's a real...
Oh, he was about as... I'm not going to lie. I'm like, I'm going to go ride this dirt road, but he and I were almost in tears staring at our bikes after that ride going, that's going to take hours to clean. I'm not happy about this. We're badasses, though. Keep it together, Daniel. Keep it together. Don't show your weakness. But it took... I got home, and I had so many fucking bugs and 12 miles of fucking dirt roads and everything on there, but dude... I wouldn't trade it for the world of the 4 hours that it took.
I'm super glad that I stayed friends with Daniel over MJK.
I'm not gonna get into that right now because I mean, dude, you got MJK, dude.
No, you don't have to. You have to comment. I'll take all the heat off that one. You're an industry guy and you work for drag, so I get it.
But you got Sly Fox who just came out with the triple tree, so now you have that option. So it is what, dude, and that's what it comes down to is these people like spitting at each other when we could just be like supportive of one another.
Yeah. Well, like Daniel, the thing is, like, I've said this before, in like proper baggers, like there's the other page performance baggers, right?
Yeah.
But I mean no disrespect. But I just don't know who that guy is. I don't know. I have no idea who he is.
No.
I have no, like, he doesn't really repost our shit.
Yeah.
And it's kind of one of those things like, yes, I have an ego. All right. I adopted this performance bagger shit early on. If you listen to the first 3 podcasts of this thing, I was talking about performance baggers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying I invented it by no means. I'm just saying that that's something that when, 2 years ago, I was into it. You know what I mean? And when Daniel started proper baggers, like he's humble. He's a real guy that's an enthusiast in this shit, and he's out there. He's at Sturgis. He's at Daytona.
Yeah.
He's at SEMA.
Dude, I actually met him in Montreal. So we were up there for the Parts Canada. I was there with LA Choppers and all the other brands that are with us, and Daniel just kind of comes over and he didn't even acknowledge anything other than he was just checking out the product and asking some questions. He's like, dude, I think I know you from Instagram. I'm like, yeah, maybe you do. And I'm not, dude. I mean, I don't have that many followers, dude. If you go to my Instagram, it's all doggos and freaking bikes,
I like that picture of you yesterday, like with the 2 dogs and you're sitting there waiting for a treat.
I mean, that's the life.
That's like the best way to like describe who you are personality-wise.
I'm a complete idiot, dude. I like to have a good time. I love dogs. I love bikes. I love drinking beer and having fun, dude. It's not that hard to figure it out. But when he introduced himself, I thought he was just another customer. I just thought it was like, hey, let me promote the product to you. Let me tell you about our product. And he's like, dude, I know your bike. You have a black Road King, right? Hardly Dangerous. I'm like, who the hell is this guy?
Yeah.
And then he introduced himself, and I had already been following him, and but he came off as very, very humble. And I think all of us need a little check on being humble sometimes. Because I ride my ego. I ride that shit like a freaking circus bear on a high wire on a unicycle in a circus act. I get it, dude.
That's a balancing act right there.
Fuck yeah, dude. But again, I'm that ball of energy. You know, so I come off as sometimes kind of ignorant and arrogant, but it's just me. It's just my energy.
I was, as you can see, I have a podcast paused on my TV over here.
Yeah, absolutely.
I listen to people all day, not just Joe Rogan, but like all kinds of different things to try to get perspective. And there was I was actually listening to Joe Rogan today, and he had Michelle Wolf on there, right?
Yeah.
And she had talked about some point where she was talking about how she was a person that didn't have an opinion. She worked in an industry where she just was going with the motion and doing all these things, and she just didn't have an opinion about anything, right? And I was like, man, like that's a real thing. Like, not in a bad way, but I know people who just do not have an opinion left or right about anything.
Yeah.
They're just like, my job is to go to work, and I'm supposed to be there at 8.
Yeah.
I got to be there at 8. That's all. That's number one, and then number 2 is like I get off. I get to go to lunch at 12. You know what I mean? And this and the other.
I don't ever want to live that life.
Yeah, but there's this point where like, how can you do this? How could you be this intertwined and this ingrained in our industry and not have an opinion? And I'm not saying your opinion has to be the best or the most valid or most common or whatever, but you got to have an opinion about it, right?
Absolutely. Like I said, it comes down to the opinion of what you think, works for your motorcycle.
Yeah.
There's 100 suspension companies out there. There's 100 handlebar companies out there. There's 100 windshield companies out there. Some of them have it dialed in on a science, and some of them have it dialed in on a name and a branding.
Yeah.
We kind of talked about that, like people have this great idea and they market it and they brand it and it gets to the street and it's not what it was promoted to be. So yeah, you have to have an opinion in this industry, whether you're working in a dealership, whether you're a paint guy, whether you're working as a vendor, you have to have an opinion. You can't just stand by idle. That doesn't mean you have to be a dick about your opinion when you're talking business.
I got to learn that part.
Yeah, well, dude, it's a piece of tact that has to be learned.
My wife called me a bully, and I was like, first I was like, fuck you, and I was like, all right, that's bully.
The first indicator when you told her fuck you.
Yeah. So no, like it was kind of the thing. Like it's like I don't think of myself as a bully. I think of myself as like I have strong opinions.
And there's nothing wrong with that. And there's a lot of people in our industry that have a strong opinion. And like we talked earlier, if you're not going to get in this industry and have thick skin, then go sell aprons at Sears.
Yeah.
Whatever it is you want to do, go sell siding and windows. I don't give a shit what you want to do, but whether you're doing that job or this job, there's still going to be somebody who's going to have an opinion that hurts your fucking feelings.
Dude, trust me, we deal with. There's a lot of people that I don't even want to say it, but it's just people don't want to eat shit anymore when they get in this world. They don't want to. They want to jump in the motorcycle industry and be right where I'm at, or right where you're at, or right where I guess Steve Chamberlain kind of jumped ahead in the industry, but no, like Steve Chamberlain,
there was a reason why.
Yeah, he fucking did stuff. You know what I mean?
I didn't just hop into this vendor side of the industry thinking that I was going to take the world on, by its
well,
nuts.
okay, Daniel, Proper Baggers.
Yeah,
he kind of jumped in, but the thing is,
and he did it as a hobby. He did it just something fun to do.
That's another thing that takes place, and we were kind of talking about this before we did the podcast. Is like so many people sit by idle while other people do things.
Yeah.
And then you're mad because this guy's doing it and you're sitting there because you thought of it a long time ago, but you never made the effort to make it happen.
You didn't take the leap.
Yeah.
Dude, so like, again, tying into kind of what I've done, leaving the dealership network and coming to work for LA Choppers that was a leap of faith. That's going from a very regimented lifestyle of being home I was never home 9 to 5. I put a lot of hours, but I was always.
You have to be that guy though to move forward.
Absolutely.
There's a million people doing 9 to 5. If that's all you think it takes to go somewhere in this world,
no.
Congratulations. You don't have an opinion.
If you think that you're going to get by in this world in 9 to 5, you need to understand that it's 5 to 9.
Yeah.
Right?
It makes more sense.
It is. It's 5 to 9. Our factory is not even open on Saturdays, but I take calls from our dealers on Saturdays because they just need the peace of mind that they got a hold of somebody. If they have a question or if they need something addressed, they know that they talked to somebody, right?
Yeah.
So just making sure that they have that warm and fluffy feeling that they know that it's going to be addressed and it's going to be taken care of. You know, but going back to the point that you had, which I totally forgot because Corona.
Dude, I'm getting pretty buzzed right here as is. But you know, I do have a question for you. I'm gonna say it now because I'm gonna go pee, and then I don't want to forget it. But I do want to talk about the transition from Harley to LA Choppers.
That's what I was talking about.
All right, so stop.
Yeah, right there.
You go.
Because I got a piss too.
We're back, and we're talking about your transition from Harley to LA Choppers.
Before the Corona happened. Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah.
No, so, dude, I was always bar and shield. Like I said, I had amazing opportunities to work with two really cool dealerships, where a lot of people in our industry kind of bounce around between dealerships. I from that 03-04 era, I worked in 2 spots, so I had a lot of support. And I was very successful with the support of the team that I worked with. It wasn't just one person doing it. I had great techs. I had great parts guys. Worked my way up through parts management and all that, and the management positions. And just kind of, I was getting to that stagnant area. I was starting to get jaded, like you said.
Yeah.
You know, not wanting to ride my motorcycle to work, getting pissed off because somebody was really frustrated that they missed one ride, or that they were frustrated about their part that didn't come in. That was no fault of my own. Doesn't matter what X brand it was. I was the one who told them to buy it, and it was my ass. So I was approached by LA Choppers, Tolamar, to say, hey, you know, you're very successful with our product. You know the product. I know a lot of the guys in the drag specialties vendor industry, and it made sense. So I was invited to come and work with those guys. I started that in right at the beginning of 18, and have carried it to today. And the transition's been rather flawless, to be honest. Just because of all of the people that I already was acquaintances with throughout the industry. So going to those trade shows with MVP and with drag specialties and meeting those people. And sometimes you'd go to those shows and there wouldn't even be a relevant product because Harley just went from twin cam to mill 8 and everybody's going, yeah, we don't have shit because it came out like last week and we don't know what's going on.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, but you're reconnecting with those, you're rehashing those relationships. So, you know, like we talk about Kyle and we talk about Curtis and all that, Hoffman and all those guys that are kind of underlying that you meet just at these random shows and just get introduced to, or maybe they work for so-and-so or they work for so-and-so and now they become your best friends. And now it's not just people that you work with or work side by side with, you're now calling them and asking them for advice.
Yeah.
You know, saying, hey man, I've hit a roadblock here. What the fuck did you do to make this work? You know, so I had a lot of support from a lot of those vendors that distribute through drag. They're like, hey, dude, we're going to see you support. You know, we mentioned Brian Clock earlier, and one of the things that he came up and actually said to me that really kind of stuck with me when I finally made that transition is he pulled me aside. He's like, hey, dude. I go, what's going on, Brian? He goes, what the fuck took so long? I'm like, well, sorry, man. I got the opportunity. Well, he wanted to see me on that side of the industry. So would
you say that like you had the ability to? All right, so I'm kind of getting deep here. Right?
Word.
So I look at you and like I feel like you are a conditioned person to talk to people, like to greet.
Conditioned. That's just all I do. I just run my mouth.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like when you talk to when your job forces you to interact and converse with people. Over time, you get confident.
Yeah.
It creates a level of confidence in you to strike a conversation and just, you know, be a part, like get things rolling, right?
Yeah, I mean, even at the dealership level or when I'm walking into a dealership as a vendor, you don't know that dude that you're talking to.
Yeah.
You have to go in with 100% confidence. Because you have to have the confidence of that product. If you're going in and going, hey, so this is our widget, and it does widgety things, and yeah, you should go ahead and buy that.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to buy shit from you.
Yeah.
You walk in with a little bit of that, you know, Conor McGregor swagger when he walks into the octagon. You know, that dude may not know who you are or who your brand is, but you kind of walk in like you know where the fuck you're at and you own the place.
Yeah.
You know, I've always, whether it was at the dealership or whether I working for LA Choppers, I always, I run by the motto as act as if.
Yeah.
Act as if you own the fucking company. Whether it's yours or not, right?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you? You represent a brand, you represent a dealership, you represent a product, whatever it is. Act as if you own the motherfucker. Mm-hmm. Because if you exude that dude that you're talking to all of a sudden is going, oh, well, this guy knows what the hell he's talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You know, I, not to sound greedy or like I do all the manufacturing, but I say, yeah, what we do at my factory is this, and this, and what we do at my place of business is this and this, because I do take ownership of that. Is it just me going over there? I have worked some of the CNC machines. I've worked out on the floor, which is really cool with our industry. They showed us that side of it. Say, hey, take your ass off of running your mouth and go work a machine. That was an eye-opening experience for me, right? That took me down a peg, but it also gave me that extra sense of confidence to go in and say, okay, let me tell you why our product is better. So not only am I walking in confident, I now have the experience to be confident. You know, not like I said, I made that joke like a circus bear on the high wire. You know, you do have to ride that. You know, because if you go in with any kind of insecurities, like we talked about, if your feelings get hurt in this industry and you go in with any insecurity, they're going to pick up on it.
Yeah.
Anybody, whether it's a dealership or a one-man shop or anybody, they're going to pick up on that insecurity that you may have in either yourself or your product, and you have to have that confidence to walk in.
Yeah, and I just felt like being in a place where you had to talk to people every day about their bike and so many different types of people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so when you're in Harley's, like under Harley, you're selling to the end user at a point where you're dealing with so many different personalities and things, but now your new role, you're kind of selling to, you're the middleman, you're providing the product for the guy to sell to the end user now.
Yeah, and
you know what I mean?
And you have to educate that guy on every spectrum of the
So you have
brand.
to know how to talk to him as well.
Yeah, exactly. So if you go into just a Dyna Bro shop, I'm going to talk to you about our cage fighters and what is going to pertain to what you're selling and pertaining to what is relevant in your shop. Mm-hmm. If you're a bagger guy, I'll show you our Grande Primates that it's going to be beneficial, and I'll focus on that. I'm not going to show you a product that you're not ever going to use.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have to wear different hats, and just like you would in the dealership, you have to do that when you walk into a mom and pop shop, even more so, because the dealership generally will broaden that spectrum.
Yeah.
But if you walk into certain shops, they do
like you went today,
things.
like you went by Brown Cycles. What'd you think? Like, that's one of our OG shops here.
Dude, let me tell you something about those guys.
Yeah.
I had, this is not even me pumping them. Like, it's not like they do hundreds of $1,000s in business with us or anything like that. They're not a brand loyal product with us. But let me tell you something. Went in and checked out that sharpshooters system that they got right now to do some frame alignment.
Yeah.
And drivetrain alignment. And that blew my mind, dude. That got me really pumped and excited.
A shit ton of pictures about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was just excited about it because, again, we talk about at least our genre of writing. We go through all of the fine-tuning, the going beyond just a simple equation of getting the bike right. We take it one step further, right? So why wouldn't you try and dial in? And that was something I got educated on today, was that powertrain alignment. That, a bagger's got a solid motor mount up front and there's no adjustment, but they can actually help you out, and with lasers and freaking sharks with lasers on their heads or whatever the fuck that they do with this cool setup that they have, they can align your drivetrain, they can align your frame. I mean, dude, I'm talking about it. They're not they don't align our handlebars with their lasers. They just do a really, really cool offering to the business, and I think there's like one company out in California, and now they have it here in Texas, and all these guys like Steve and guys like Will and guys like Kyle and guys like myself and yourself that are really looking to dial that into the 10th power,
to the laser,
to the lasers, to the 10th power, not just to go it's good enough, right?
Yeah.
They're going, no, man, we got fucking lasers. We're going to dial it in for you. And talking to the cat that I was there, he was telling me, he's like, dude, I ride a stock 88.
How dialed is it?
Lasers, dude. I mean, just go check it out. So they charge.
I didn't know they did that. I saw your post.
Well, it was brand.
Cool.
Well, it was brand new because they were super excited about it. And this is generally a shop where you walked in and there was. I'm not sure if it was just a standard Sportster, Evo Sportster, or an Ironhead Sportster chopper sitting right there, and they had like some old ass parts on the wall, but they had some cool ass merch.
They're the old school guys here in town, but they do everything.
Yeah. So they're starting to get on that performance.
Oh shit!
Market, which is cool.
Well, they need to come check in with me first.
You need to go see him. You need to go see him, dude.
Dude,
it
here
blew
in
my
town,
mind seeing that today.
Like I think two of the best motorcycle podcasts, and yes, I'm saying my podcast is great too, but But here in town we have Danger Dan. Danger Dan is more in the chopper world, and his podcast is fucking phenomenal. And he's catered to a lot of the chopper scene and whatnot. And I think he's done such a great job covering it that like there's not much I can come and talk to like Brown Cycles about that Dan hasn't already done on his podcast. You know what I mean?
You'd be surprised though.
It's possible.
You'd be surprised because the cat I was talking to today, and forgive me, I've forgotten his name.
Jake?
I think it was Stash, beanie, glasses.
Jake.
It was Jake. Yeah. Thank you. Sorry, Jake.
Jake from Hate Farm.
Yeah.
Is it Hate Farm?
Jake from Hate Farm. Sorry, Jake. It's been a long day. I talked to a lot of people. But no, dude, he sat me. Dude, he showed us the equipment. He showed us what it did. Yeah. He sat there and like I said, dude. Like, so that's the great thing about the gig that I do is I go pitch my wares and I go talk about the benefits of our product, and then like today, I got super pumped about that because I learned something new. It's hard to be in the industry as long as we have, like we talked earlier, it's hard to do something new in this industry right now.
True.
Right? So to see that is something that you'll never see on a motorcycle. You'll never know. But dude, he was so solid on it. He's like, dude, I got this 88. It runs like a motherfucker. There's no harmonics. You need to dial in your bike. And I'm going, that sounds like snake oil. But then coming from the guy who did it to his bike, I
think he rode like a Dyna. What's his Dyna?
FXRT, I think.
Oh, it's an RT because I want to say I've seen him because we do our little bike night, like North Texas T-Bars and us and stuff. We do a bike night and. He's been on the. I want to say he was on a Defender Dyna at one point. But
maybe he said FXRP. I thought it was an FXRT, but it's a stock ass motor, and he says it rips just because the harmonics have been dialed down. He's got the drivetrain aligned. There's probably some other science and magic that I didn't fully understand.
Yeah. I do need to go talk to him. Some of Dallas and me is like. Like some of the shops I asked to be on this podcast when I started it, and they kind of blew me off. But then now, I got you on here.
Oh, I'm nobody, dude.
But like I don't know, maybe it's some of my pride. I don't know what the fuck it is, but like when I was starting out. Some people helped me. Texas Performance helped me.
Yeah.
Steve Chamberlain helped me.
Yeah.
Fucking a lot of people stepped up and became something on this podcast to help it grow. Yeah. And now it's got traction and you're getting Brian Clark and fucking, you. Things
I'm
like
nobody,
that.
Dude. I'm just
Yaffy and all these people. And it's like, then I look at these people here in Dallas that turned me down or didn't want to have anything to do with it. I'm like, okay, well, fuck, man. Like I kind of want to be a dick here and be like, well, fuck y'all then. You know what I mean? Like y'all didn't want to help me. Like I said, I'm trying to be the most like
you have to.
Trying.
You got to poke the beast, but you got to be as friendly as you possibly can in this industry because again, a lot of people from the outside looking in will go, man, it's a huge industry, but it's not.
It's not.
And the moment you start bad talking somebody or shit talking or being ignorant with something, people start talking, dude. And your reputation is tarnished by that, Yeah. So just keep doing what you're doing. Don't worry about it. Well, if they're not, dude, it's just people that don't want to put themselves out there.
I used to, I would vent to my friends. I'll be like, yeah, so these fucking shops or these people don't want to take 2 hours out of their time to let me market their brand and their business to my own following, which is bigger than theirs.
Yeah.
For free.
Absolutely, dude. And again, it comes down to just two dudes rapping about motorcycles.
Yeah. Like,
right? We're not.
You're too busy for fucking 2 hours of like telling your story of who you are and why you're who you are. Like,
yeah,
dude, doing this. Like there's more drama that my friends know that I can't talk about on here, but it's like I go to town and I talk to somebody, recently I've gone to towns. I'm gonna try to say this without like pinpointing the things, and this shop or this person has beef with this person, and I don't fucking know. I'm not from this goddamn town. I'm here to do podcasts and show the world what's on Instagram, like whoever it is. You know what I mean? I don't know who has whose beef and who copied who started
who
first.
Gives a shit?
I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
The problem is that like one shop sees that I talk to them and then I release a podcast 2 days later that was with this place, and they're like, oh, try not to say too much, but if I'd have known that you would have did that, if you were going to have that shop on, I would have never done your podcast. I'm like, whoa, motherfucker, like, who are you?
Dude, there's plenty of pieces of pie for us out there. You have to you got to spread the love. Not everybody, like we said, we talked about opinions earlier. Not everybody's going to have the same opinion. How are you going to either accept, deny, or maybe not even argue, but promote your opinion?
The other thing is, like,
a dick about it.
Obviously we're like, this podcast or podcasts in general aren't quite as big as magazines have been for our industry yet. Right,
no, but they're getting there because
they're getting there.
Unfortunately, paper's dead. I mean,
exactly. So now it's like, this is a form of marketing for a lot of brands and a lot of businesses, and the thing is, and Jeff Holt taught me this, is like, I have to be a mirror of the industry. I cannot, even though I have many opinions, which we've talked about, I have to try to subside as much of that as possible to bring on what is going on and just have a non-biased opinion about things. And I'm trying to do that. But, you know, like, if Hot Bikers was doing the same thing that I did, that dude would have never fucking reached out to Hot Bike and said, dude, I would have never let my shit come in your magazine if I knew you supported that guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Dude, again, it's all about opinions. The perfect example I can give you is, I work for a handlebar manufacturing company, LA Choppers. I'm over fucking pointy bars, but I'm not over a paycheck.
Yeah.
Right? So, like Jeff said, you have to stay conducive to the industry. Am I going to put a set of pointy bars on my bike, even though we produce them in a variety of sizes and heights and fitments? It's not my style. Am I still going to go promote it and not badmouth it and go, hey man, if that's the customer if that's the customer you're catering to, meet your customer's expectation, because that dude might be on a Dyna, he might be on a Bagger, he might be on a Sportster. You don't know.
But I think that you've probably at some point in your time, like, were into it and you did rock them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Dude, I sold the shit out of them. I did. I sold the hell out of them. When I was at the dealership, I sold a ton of Paul's product. I can admit that.
I mean, you can't really tell in these pictures, but dude, I had my ape hanger era.
Yeah, dude, everybody did.
There's a part of it that, like, I'm not saying that ape hangers are the worst things I've ever had in my life. I'm just saying that I've got to a point now where I enjoy this bar. But people do it. You see those dudes, those fucking Viklas with these goddamn beach bars. Like, what are you doing, bro?
Yeah.
Like, how do you fucking steer that shit? You know what I mean? What are you trying to drive, a fucking bus? Dude, like, what's going on?
I egg our dealers on every time when I go over all the product info, and I was like, hey man, we still make beach bars. If you sell one, I'll give you $1. Like, you know, and I say that in my sales pitch every time, because it's kind of a poke at the industry and it's kind of a poke at the joke. But the bottom line is, there's still fucking people out there buying them, and they still love them, and that's what they want. And so, yes, we all have to have an opinion, like we talked earlier, but we all have to maintain,
be receptible to other people's opinions.
You got to stay in your lane a little bit, dude, because you know that there's somebody who's riding a Vikla with some white ass beach bars who's not going to understand a fucking thing about what you and I have done to our bikes. And you and I, where I've had some ape hanger Viklas, I never would have put the beach bars on, but I've had some 16-inch.
I could do Viklas with the dude. I was going to ask you this, like, we'll get to this question, but I was going to ask you, like, what if you were going to do a bike right now, like build one for yourself in a direction, where would you go? But you can't do what you're already doing.
No, okay. So I've already got, actually. I'll even give my buddy Tyler Porter credit for this one. He works with Pirelli Metzler, and he kind of plugged the idea in my head, and I really dig it. But I'd really like to get, and everybody's going to kick me in the nuts on this one, I want to get a switchback and kind of go like old FL, old school on it. Not Dynabro, but like do some 16-inch wire wheels, some wide white walls, like a yellow headlamp, just, you know, Scotch Brite, all the chrome. I want to do a set of our LA Chopper Jackrabbit bars on it. Suicide clutch, because now Recluse has saved all of our drunk asses, because now they make that cool clutch kit, right? So you can run a suicide clutch and still be a cool kid without wrecking your shit.
I need to know more about Recluse, because I've heard from one end that Recluse is like the automatic transmission guys, and then on the other end they're also making performance fucking.
No, well, Recluse has always been in performance, you know, at least in the dirt world. But what they offer for V-twin now is they offer that automatic, you know, you don't have to pull the clutch in. So I want to do like a suicide shifted, you know, no grip, left side, just throttle, old school, new technology.
If you were single and you were at Sturgis One-Eyed Jacks and some chick thought you were the hottest dude because you had that bike and she realized that you were on an automatic Harley, I hope you get blue balls that night.
I probably would. That's okay, because I'm probably gonna have too many beers to get home anyway.
I painted too big of a picture. Yeah.
No, but you're absolutely right. But it's super cool to look at.
It makes it easier to be that guy.
It makes it easier to go out and have a couple beers and not screw it up, right? But I mean, just a couple of cool ideas that I have. I would like to go back to a bit of I was talking to my buddy Pistol Pete up in Wisconsin. He does kind of some cool stuff. He's known there in the Wisconsin area. He's a big performance motor builder. But like he struck me with something we talked about one night, and he was like, dude, I think the resto mod kind of situation is going to come to the Harleys. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? That doesn't make any sense. But really kind of taking that new school technology, because not all, again, like I talked about, those doctors and lawyers want to have that old school look, but they don't know how to kick a bike. Hell, I'm not that. I am terrible at kicking over a bike. I can admit it. I ride a 2010 Road King with electric start. I don't have a kicker on my bike. I don't have a kickstart bike. I don't have a dirt bike. I'm not going to work on getting top dead center. I'm not going to work on the high kick and I'm going to get it down on the first try. I'm not making fun of those guys because that's something I can't do. But it's not something I want to fuck with. I just want to go out and ride my motorcycle, right? So like that whole resto mod idea coming to the Harley Davidson industry, I think could be cool, where a bunch of people are taking twin cams, like people who took Evos, or people are taking shovel heads and making them, because let's admit it, we're getting old these days, and that twin cam is going to become the classic motor
Evo,
one day.
yeah.
Right?
It's the Evo.
It's going to become the shovel head, the trouble head, the Evo. It's going to be that ancient motor after we get to our hover bikes and our wireless handlebars, right? You know, our Bluetooth handlebars that we talked about. You know, so where is the like I said, the relevancy of where you're at in this industry right now? Where are you relevant? What is cool to you? Yeah. And I think that resto mod idea is really cool. Not everybody's going to get on it, but
I agree. I think, you know, because we've referenced prior in this podcast talking about the performance chopper concept.
Absolutely.
Which is basically taking old choppers that would be, you know, your hard frame or your hard-tailed fucking shovels and maybe pans, maybe. But, you know, throwing some kind of suspension, maybe a swing arm chopper, maybe putting some T-bars on it, making, you know, just... It would probably make more sense as just a name for it than actually be functional performance chopper.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said,
it's just cool shit. It's just a look.
Yeah, you know, I got a couple of guys that we run into on the road. They're like, "Hey, you heard of anybody ever fuel injecting a shovel head?" I'm like, "Why?"
Yeah, I don't think I do.
And they're like, "Right, well, because I want to, because no one else has done it." I'm like, "Yeah, but why?" Like, I have questions.
Yeah, but nobody wears Fila anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
But you know, wear that shit. You know?
But you know, you got Robbie with Alloy Art who has been doing, you know,
he makes some, dude. I want to get him on the podcast back.
You need to, dude. He had that that Milwaukee 8 with that Mikuni carburetor on it out in Arizona, and I got to ride with him, and I'm looking at that going, dude, that's like, where do you get the brain matter and the want? Like, and I looked at him and go, hey,
well,
like,
even the products, like he's, you know, the Alloy Art, they've always made good products, and they've been expanding in this area that's just, it's really fascinating. The swing arms, all this stuff. Like, I really want to get them on. Maybe I'll get with you after this. I need to get an introduction. I need to get these guys on there.
Dude, I hung out with him in Arizona. That's as far as I know him, but we had a good time. And I mean, they do a cool product. But just looking at his bike, you know, I had, like I said, you know, with LA Choppers or Legends Suspension or Custom Dynamics or Alloy Art, we have these opportunities to go to these events and work together at trade shows, and we all end up hanging out and we all end up riding. And again, like you said, it's day in, day out motorcycles with these guys. And to go out on that ride and sit there and look after we had a couple beers and go, what the fuck is that doing hanging off that Milwaukee 8? Yeah. You know?
So he had it carved out.
Dude, it's a Mikuni carb. Yeah, Milwaukee 8, you know? Wow. So that's pretty rad to see. It's just, that's forward thinking. And again, it's like, why the fuck do you climb Everest?
Is it forward thinking, though?
Well, yeah, because with EFI, it's dumbed down everything, right?
Yeah, at least Harley can't flag your warranty.
Yeah, no shit. Well, no, I'm pretty sure that warranty's fucking voided. You know, that's what's great about being in the handlebar industry right now, dude. With LA Chopper, dude, you can't avoid that warranty.
Yeah, they're coming for you next, bro.
Yeah, fuck them. Have them. Come on, bring it.
They got every exhaust guy now and computer guy.
Nah, yeah, exactly. But you know, it's seeing stuff like that, like we were talking earlier. What's the next move? Like, you know, what's going to be hot now? Because we're on performance baggers, and, you know, Kyle just built a badass Vikla that's still hot on the West Coast. You know, Dyna Bros are still cool.
Well, that's what I was going to tell you. Like, the bike that I want to build is, I do want to do like a soft tail, but more of a Vikla. Not really a Vikla. Like, more of like, I just want to build a bike that I think would be fun to ride around town, but it's off a Softail platform, and it's kind of a blend of different things that I like.
Still
I want that
rideable, yeah. Because dude, I loved my 07 Springer, dude. And even Kyle will tell you he loved the Vikla he built. But when it came down to it, we were talking about it. And it's like, would you build that bike again, knowing what you know now with the riding we've done now? Probably not.
That's a good question.
As a second bike, absolutely.
Yeah.
Would I have that as my And that Springer was pretty much, it wasn't my solo bike for a long time, but it was the bike that I rode a lot.
Well, what Performance Baggers has opened up for us is it's not only a bike that we can do whatever we're doing to it, but it's a bike that allows us to jump on it and go make the friendships that we've made.
Yeah.
And so, like, when you think about that, like, you're putting money into a bike that allows you to, on the drop of a dime, jump on it, throw your shit on the back, and go across country or whatever cross country you're part of, and just go be with friends. And like next thing, like that's the biggest and best experience out of all this. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's just the ability to do that.
And like you said, there's so many genres of guys that are building different things that are cool, that are all cool in their own retrospect. But for me right now, this whole performance bagger movement and the guys that I've met and the guys, and like you said, there's I can't remember what dealership he's at, but he's the Skunk. He's got the Skunk Road Glide. He knows Steve, and he's out at I can't remember what dealership he's out on.
Steve is the ambassador for performance baggers.
He really is.
Realistically,
Andrew, that's his name. Andrew.
I'm sure if I saw his bike, that's the thing about this scene right now, right? We know the bikes and then we know the faces afterwards.
I obviously have our cage fighters on my bike, and I show that picture all the time to dealers or shops as an example. But thanks to our brand, thanks to guys like Daniel who with Proper Baggers that have promoted it, and guys like Pisani who have promoted my bike, it's out there now, and I show that picture to people, and all of a sudden we have that instant communication, and people go, oh shit, I know that bike, right? And then all of a sudden it's an instant communication from somebody I didn't know before, but now since they knew us on
Whoops.
but
I was gonna say something.
Yeah, but now that all of a sudden, since we know each other, now that we're Instagram buddies, we're always going to be friends. And that's how I met a lot, going up to Sturgis and meeting you guys. I mean, I was on Instagram, but again, it was all doggos and motorcycles locally, and I started meeting all these people across the country, and then all of a sudden I found out that, Kyle's like, oh yeah, we're meeting Daniel and all these guys from Canada, we're going to be meeting you, we're meeting Eddie, we're meeting everybody, and we're all coming in and we're meeting at a Starbucks to go ride. These are all people that didn't know each other.
Yeah.
And whether you ride choppers, whether you ride the performance baggers, whether you're in the hog chapter, they all have something in common.
We all get forced into the hog chapter when we buy the bike. So.
Yeah, exactly. It is what it is, dude.
That pro bono membership.
Yeah,
for the year.
The old guys are going to point their fingers and wave their fingers at us for doing rolling burnouts and wheelies.
Dude, ask Steve Chamberlain how that first day before y'all showed up, like before Daniel and everybody showed up, we got a lot of middle fingers going through Spearfish Canyon.
Fuck them, dude. I mean, some people,
we deserved it though. Well, we deserved it.
I'm not arguing. I'm not arguing because I rode with you guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a different. I don't know. The Dyna movement hit. And it was all the vests and kind of the
vests.
That's
so great you pointed out it's the vests.
Dude, I roll a vest too. Like I'm not picking on it, but like the Dyna scene showed up, and it was all the bad attitude and the vests, and then
everybody was all of a sudden a racist. It was like Trump.
It was like and then like everything kind of mellowed out, and everybody started getting along together. And it's just like any trend that pops up, whether it's people will pick on you for being a Dyna bro, or people will pick on you for being a performance bagger or a big wheel dude, or I'm a fan of the Sportster. Like I said, there's one reason I still have that Sportster. I'll never get rid of it. I love that bike. You can bag on me all day. Oh, it's a fucking girl's bike. No, man, it's my bike, and it's a rad bike, and I love it.
Yeah.
But it's all just about having your knees in the breeze and being on two wheels and finding that niche of that group of whatever you might be into in that moment.
Yeah.
Right? Because all of the, we were joking about the OK Boomer, and I was born in 79, so like I'm in between that millennial and boomer thing, but we were kind of joking about that.
Wait, I'm 80. I'm 82.
Oh,
and so that's technically the from what I've done the research on, it's technically the beginning of the millennials.
Yeah.
And then my brother's 96, right? Which is supposed to be the end of it. So like my brother who was kind of a part of a lot of this stuff, like he was the end of a millennial and I was the beginning. But we're so fucking different of people. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, we pick on the baby boomers and OK Boomer or whatever.
So what would you be Gen X?
Gen X, yeah. So
That
like,
sounds so much cooler than millennial.
I know, I'm so proud of that. Like, I might be older, but I'm Gen X, motherfucker. Like, you know, no, but I mean, it again,
You're closer to Dazed and Confused than I am.
Yeah,
There you go.
I'm all right with that.
All right.
And in Texas, no doubt.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, it's all about what's relevant to you in that moment. Like you
Yeah.
said, you did a lot of big wheel bagger stuff. I was involved in a lot of big wheel bagger builds. Kyle's done the same thing. A lot of like, you know, Curtis Hoffman's been in a lot of the same things.
My first big wheel bagger, like that bike up there, I was 29. Yeah. 30 on the dot when I got that.
Damn.
But it's a 2012 bagger that I bought brand new. And at the time, I was pretty proud of myself to be a fucking 30-year-old that has a fucking 20-something $1,000 bike, even though now that $20,000 bike is a soft tail now. You know what I mean?
Dude. They keep preaching to the...
But I mean, it's just you know, it was cool then, and the big wheel thing was where the industry was. If you the problem is that if you got into motorcycles, Harley specifically, in 2012, 13, 14, 15, unless you were like getting into motorcycles in LA or San Francisco area, like you were pretty much getting introduced into the big wheel bagger world.
Yeah, absolutely. That was the first bike that you had. You know, in 2009 and 10, if you didn't have a 21-inch wheel, that was big at the time.
Yeah.
You weren't somebody. You know, everybody was making fun of you and going, hey, where's your wheel? Where's your pipes? Where's your this? Where's your that? And again, even if you pick on the chopper guys, the big wheel, the fat tire chopper guys in 2003, those guys most of those guys aren't still riding that chopper. They've moved on. They've gone to a bagger, or they got a softail, or they got a dyno, or whatever it is. It's just it's the ebbs and flows of the industry.
Yeah.
What is relevant? I keep using that word. I don't mean to pound it into the ground, but what's relevant today? Because you know, there's the hipster choppers that are relevant. There's the performance baggers that are relevant. There's the dynos that are relevant. I'm hoping that the new softails become relevant, which I think that they really are. They really are. You know, so you have all these opportunities to go in any direction that you want. You know, just pick one. Who gives a shit? And if you fuck up the first direction, guess what? You can come back and go a different direction.
I think the cool thing is there's not one big group. It's a bunch of small subgroups. And so like you really can find like your people or people like you in any bike you decide to go with. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And that's what Two Wheels is about, dude. It's not, a lot of guys come from dirt or, you know, or street riders. Not everybody started I didn't start riding motorcycles on a Harley.
Yeah, I didn't either. I couldn't afford it.
No, fuck no. Neither could I.
I mean, 2004, like what was, you know, for me, you know, that was when Harley still had the stigma of like you had the money, you had to wait for it, you had to do this,
you had to order it, and it was going to come in black, and that's the only option.
Even though I don't think it was the case in 2004, but that was a stigma that was along with it.
No, you were in 2004. You were still waiting on a few orders. Okay. You were 2004, like 06 ish. You were still waiting on some orders on that color you wanted or whatever setup you wanted, and then just like the housing market and everything else, dude, you can compare it. Everything got oversaturated.
Well, you know, like. One thing, like I noticed, because you know, so in my mom's house, I was in the attic. I pulled down these boxes. I used to collect comics, right? So I got like a lot of like 1, 2, 3, 4 of all these things from like my childhood of like late 80s, early 90s, right? Yeah. And so I started doing the research. Like I got Spawn number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way up to 10, 20, right?
Damn.
Yeah, sounds cool. Not worth a fucking thing. You know why? Because they made so many of them.
Exactly.
Because the population of America is ridiculous. And like, you know, everything. Collecting baseball cards, all this shit from the 90s that we did because supposedly if we did it was worth money, like the people from the 50s.
What? So what you mean is those guys that are keeping their 2003 Harley Davidson because it's an anniversary year and it's only got 2,500 miles on it.
You're gay.
Yeah, ride the damn thing.
Yeah,
you know, take it out of the crate, put some oil in it.
Cheap and keep your tins.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Exactly. Like these guys that come in, they're like, man, I got an 03 and it's only got 2,500 miles. I'm like, fucking why?
Yeah,
you know, ride it. They fare worse if you let them sit rather than riding the piss out of them.
Exactly, like
you know,
the fucking chain tensioner of plastic will probably crack in there.
Dude, I don't want to own a motorcycle to put it up on a pedestal and put it on a shelf. I want to own it to ride the piss out of it and wring its neck.
I would rather ride it and beat the piss out of it and it be broken down and fucking used and abused like an old condom and then put it on the fucking shelf. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, dude, that motherfucker right there got some use.
2017 was a good year. You know, I mean, it's again, it's just all what pertains to you. You know, I try not to. I'm definitely the type of dude that can go in and appreciate just.
Are you a
about-
sentimental guy? Like, do you have do you find
fuck yeah,
items that like mean a lot to you?
Oh yeah, dude. Items, situations. Dude, Sturgis was a sentimental item to me.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I said, that was a big part of my motorcycle heritage and my lineage that I started on. That was like going to a religious site. A lot of people go to the Pope and see him. What the hell is that? The
Pornhub?
Vatican.
Oh,
they go to the, they go see the Pope at the Vatican, and that's religious for them. If you're artistic, you go to the Louvre to see art. If you're on motorcycles, you go to Sturgis.
True.
Again, it's all what pertains to you. What is spiritual for you? And for me, that was, dude, I'm a sentimental person. I'm a spiritual person. In regards, it doesn't mean I'm super religious. It just means those moments stick with me in the cosmos.
Yeah.
They're very
I'm the same
relevant.
way, dude.
Yeah, it's very relevant.
I reference my helmets are like my urns for my experiences for every year that I do them.
Yeah, as you should. You've earned them.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's like making that trip to a religious site, and everybody does it, and they all do it for their own reasons. And there's people who have been doing it for 40, 50 years, and there's people who like me, it was their first year, and it was something that was spiritual.
I don't know where in this industry or in this world that we live in where the idea, I guess it's the industry, because in the world of motorcycles, it's not the case, but in the industry of motorcycles, the idea of riding your bike to Sturgis became this, you're an outlier. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And like I said,
then me and Steve did it. Like, I've done it 100 times. I've done it like every time other than once. I've ridden to Sturgis of all my experiences. But the thing is, like, me and Steve were riding there, and guess what? So are a lot of other people.
Yeah.
The only thing is like, I think that Sturgis becomes a business thing for so many people that we don't look at it as the ride to Sturgis.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
And that's what I really focused on with the crew that I rode up with and meeting up with you guys is I wasn't there to work. I did a little bit of work.
Have you ever ridden like super far like that before? I mean,
dude, I put on some miles.
Is a good ride.
I do some good rides. I'll say this: I put on a lot of local mileage.
Yeah.
Just because, again, I
you travel a lot.
I travel a lot. So, but when those days are nice and I get in on a Friday afternoon and I get off the plane, the first thing I do is I go home. I say hi to my dogs, and I say hi to my wife, and then it's like, dude, it's Oh, dude, she already knows it. Dude, the dog's come before the wife all day. No, but I say hi to everybody at the house, and if it's a nice day, I go for a rip.
Yeah.
And it might be in my own backyard. It might be across country. It might be across state. It might be just to the next event, whatever it might be. But as long as I just, you were talking about how riding is therapeutic. And I've always said that. And, it doesn't matter what background you come from. It doesn't matter what's gone wrong in your life, in your week, in your day, in your moment. The moment that you get out on that bike, it doesn't matter what the fuck is behind you. The only thing that matters is the next 100 feet.
Yeah.
Nothing. You are totally desensitized to anything and everything around you, other than because it's life or death.
Yeah.
You can't be thinking about what a shitty day you had, or who pissed you off, or who jaded you, or who's talking shit. You get wrapped up in that stuff on a bike, you're gonna get killed.
Yeah.
So for me, it is therapeutic, dude. Like you said, I'm a ball of energy. I gotta focus that shit somewhere. I'm gonna drive people crazy. Like, I swear to God, dude. So that's where I wrap my energy up, is in writing, because I can focus that, and I don't worry about anything else, about what shit on my day or how great my day was, or anything other than the simple fact that I need to know what gear I'm at. I need to know where I'm at on speed, and I need to know how hard I'm coming in on an apex. And I got a shit-eating grin and Katy Perry in my fucking headphones all day, right now. But that's really what it comes. Not really Katy Perry, but
dude.
But that's what I just don't tell anyone. But that's what it's about, dude. And if you don't get it, you don't get it. And if you're just that guy that rides from bar to bar, good for you, man. You're still supplying the industry.
That's one thing that I want to be better at, is like, because I have opinions about what I do now, like, that's what I'm strongest about, right? But I have been the bar to bar guy, and I don't want to take away, like, the thing about doing this podcast and talking about motorcycles and wanting to be inspiring to people to want to ride bikes. It's like, I cannot say that being the guy that jumps on a bike and goes bar to bar on Saturday and Sunday isn't a great motorcycle experience.
No,
I'm kind of past it personally.
Yeah.
But there was a point in time where that was like fucking life. You know what I mean?
Well, but that's part of the industry. That's part of the life. There's some days where, it's going to be 20 miles between bar to bar. Or, somebody goes, hey, man, I found a new route. Let's go to this bar. It's 100 miles out, and let's go. And then it turns out to having too many beers at the 100-mile bar, and then you got to make it back.
Yeah.
But no, I mean that's what started with our industry. The guys that came back from World War II that wanted that excitement in their life, and that's why the green bikes get the bad connotation, is because they all bought the old WLAs, and they were all getting smashed up on them. But they were looking for that excitement in their life. They were looking for that adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
They were looking for something other than what they were wrapped up in, and they found it in motorcycles. And it doesn't matter whether you're a racer, whether you're a guy who goes from bar to bar, whatever, dude. It's two wheels.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, like, you see these, like, even around here, we have a couple little fucking super, how do you describe it? Like, rednecky bars. You know what I mean?
They're the best ones to go to.
They really are. Like, you could always see a set of boobs in there.
Not the ones you want to see, but they're there.
But a boob's a boob, right?
Oh, titty's a titty.
So, like, they're good places to go, but there's always that one dude that loves, like, his thing is to jump on my bike and go to this bar and flex. Whether it's like, not like trying to, punk people, but just like, that's his thing. Like, I got a Harley, I want to ride it to the bar, have a beer, see what the talent is tonight, and maybe I'll go home with a chick on the back, or maybe not. And even though, like, me and my age, like, I feel pretty spry, I feel pretty good, I could probably pull some nice little women or whatever if I wasn't married.
Yeah. Well, that's not a problem. No.
Yeah.
I'm just
but like, I get it, man. Like, if I was single, I would be doing that too.
No, absolutely.
I would be on my bike, and I would probably, subconsciously be looking at it in a much different way than I look at my motorcycle now, because I don't look at my motorcycle as a means for vagina. You know what I mean?
It's a sex symbol.
Yeah.
It's a sex symbol, but you also have to, I talked to my buddy who's got some pretty high-end cars, and the funny thing that you say that is, you expect that when you roll in on the hottest bike, that you're going to pull down all the fucking pee, right?
Yeah.
You're just going to have girls dripping all over it, right?
Yeah.
Bottom line is, who the fuck do you have standing around your bike?
Dudes.
A bunch of other dudes trying to go, this thing's pretty hot. What do you got in
magnet.
there? Well, you know what I got in mine? We're all comparing dicks at the playground.
Yeah.
It's not a bunch of hot. Everybody's like, oh, you're out there getting pussy. No, dude. I'm out there talking to a bunch of other dicks about, who's got a bigger motor or who.
Dude,
who
I realize that,
what.
like, motorcycles and vagina is just like it's a myth in a sense.
Yeah. No, like
it's there when you're in the right place at the right time. But I've also been in Deep Ellum, which is our party town in Dallas.
Yeah, no,
and seen katanas pulling ass.
Yeah.
So
because girls don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Right? Like I said, a buddy of mine's got a bunch of high-end cars. He's got a Lamborghini, and everybody's like, yeah, you're pulling a lot of pussy, aren't you? He goes, no, I'm pulling 12-year-old boys, dude. All I ever get is standing around my car is 12-year-old kids, right? And think about it, because if you were, whether it's me at 12 years old or me today, if I see a Lamborghini Superleggere sitting in a parking lot, I'm going to be standing around and going, hey, dude, take my picture. Just like the 12-year-old kid's going to be, right?
Yeah.
That's where that connotation of motorcycles is too, though, right? So whether it's that dude and whether it's us rolling up on the performance baggers knowing that we're cooler than all shit, or the guy in sparkly jeans going, check out my black Street Glide. There's that chick's not going to know the difference between what you ride and what he rides.
I try to understand, like, where does the, I would be lying if I said in my whole life of riding motorcycles that the bike didn't help at some point in time, right?
No, absolutely.
But when you, like, watch Harley Davidson and Marlboro Man, and he at the end of the movie when he just picks up that chick, fucking first off
on the FXR, right?
Who fucking hitchhikes anymore, right?
No.
But at the same time, like, just like that concept, it's like.
But how many times have you seen that specific bike out of that movie replicated?
A million times.
Absolutely, because it's a sex symbol. It doesn't matter if you're selling cigarettes, alcohol, Twinkies, sex sells. I don't know about Twinkies. I made that last part up.
I'm sure you can find a way to make it sexual.
But no,
somebody has. There's a Pornhub channel for that.
Yeah. I'm not saying that I know anything about it, but yeah,
you
there might
subscribed.
be. Yeah. But no, I mean, look, that's a perfect example, dude. Sex sells.
Yeah.
And two wheels, whether you're riding a Honda, a Ducati, a Harley, it doesn't matter. And that chick doesn't know it. Dude, I've seen girls drool over guys who are riding that 250 Rebel I was making fun of. They're going,
Yeah.
oh, you have a motorcycle? They don't know it's a Honda 250. It's just two wheels, you know?
Yeah.
It's a sex appeal. It's the excitement. It's just something that's different than what everybody does rolling around in their four-door sedan.
I think the only way, like, just like being super deep here, like the way to be cool on a biker is like you're the guy rolling through the town and you just roll to the bar at the right time.
Yeah.
And the chicks is looking for something different and you're the guy rolling through town. Like,
That's the way they wrote it in those sex novels, but it never works.
I want to write one of those motherfuckers, you know? So
No, but I mean, yeah,
I come to town.
There is that mystique, like, you know,
It is like that, you know?
It is
Yeah.
like you rolled in, and you know, I will say this, you know, going to Sturgis, I did probably more pack riding than I've ever done because I'm generally. I got that lone wolf patch on my vest, bro. Like, no,
There you go.
no, like, seriously, like, there's a very few group of people that I really choose to ride with because I don't want to get caught up in all the bullshit of if that dude does he know how to ride? Does he not know how to ride?
Just the bullshit of the drama of the high school situations that go on in local towns.
I don't want to sit at the gas station for an extra 25 minutes waiting for the dude who forgot to fill up or who's running late or whatnot.
Who has a ritual to put his gloves on?
Yeah,
slowly.
I want to get on my bike. I want to go ride. I want to go rip the corners. I also want to get to. Yeah, I'm a little thirsty. I want to go get a beer. I want to get to the bar. You know, let's not wait around for everybody.
Yeah.
If you're gonna show up, be ready. Let's go ride. But even saying that, I sound like a fucking Hog chapter member.
Yeah.
Right. Like you said, well, make sure you have all your equipment ready. You know, it is what it is. But you want to get out there and do it because for us, it's not the dude rolling into town who just wants to be perceived as the outlaw or the cool. There's a reason for it. It's not just going to the bar. It's that apex. It's that throttle. It's that seeing how close you can ride for how far that dude in front of you and not make a flawless movement.
Yeah.
You know, so people do it for a different reason, dude. Like you said.
Dude, the coolest I've ever felt, like when I feel cool when I'm riding with my buddies and we're traveling on bikes and, you know, like whether it was me and Matt over here and our other buddies going to California, it was me and Steve Chamberlain meeting up in Omaha and riding to some bar to have a steak. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, I felt like, man, I'm with Steve. Steve's from Michigan. I'm from Texas. We're in Omaha. Wow. We're at a bar. We're the coolest guys here.
dude, ripping down some of the highways with you guys where everybody was on the same page, and we were a light switch crew. It was fucking on or off. Like there was no in between. There was no cruising through town. It was everybody was running triple digits and holding their line and doing what they were supposed to do on a motorcycle. You know, not everybody's about that. You know, they're about the flash. They're about parking it. They're about riding 30 miles and parking it. But again, if that's what makes you happy on two wheels,
that's what makes it hard about all this stuff. Is like you don't, you know, like maybe that's what inspires you to get into it is that flash of the parking lot. But then you get a taste of it and you like, man, like there's something more here. Like how do I dive in deeper? You know what I mean?
So you're absolutely right. So you asked what my first bike was, but the first Harley I really fell in love with, and I'm gonna get so much shit over this, but was actually a 2003 Deuce CVO. Because it had that Pro Street 2000s look. Like I love the blue and the black, the specific one, not the gold one. But I thought that was the coolest bike because I just gotten into the industry and I'm like, dude, that fucker's bad. And I realized real quick that it was not the cool bike. You know what? It's still a stylistic bike, but every time you now see a Deuce, you're like, oh, sweet douche, bro. You know, and like even though I will still admit to this day that it was one of the first bikes from Harley that I really fell in love with, but. To this day, I'll also still make fun of the dude who's still riding it, you know?
The bike that I fell in love with the first time was the Night Train. When that first came out,
absolutely.
I was in love with it.
Absolutely.
That was actually the first Harley I ever rode in my life. It was a Night Train.
And you know, 150 rear tire, 21-inch front end. You know, it was very much a chopper style, all blacked out.
Here in Texas, like we call club style here in Texas, is where your bike is stock, but you're club styled out as a person dressed.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean,
so like that's what I always thought is like a Night Train was like that bike that is like you had your ape hangers, everything else was stock. You He had some fucking Vance and Hines short shots on there.
Absolutely.
And
yeah, right.
And then, but you had a whip.
I had
as of 2010 and newer. You had a whip, but you had like all this red and gold fucking shit because you're in this. You're not in the club. But you're associated.
Yep.
Because your shirt says so.
Yeah, exactly. You got to watch that shit too. But no, I mean, the Night Train was another one of those cool soft tails that was like everybody like gravitated to because that was the badass.
It was blacked out when everything
that was
chrome.
the dark side of Harley when everything was chrome.
Yeah.
You know, right?
Now the chrome is like popular in the. It's kind of like whatever Harley does is ass backwards. Like Harley releases stretch bags on fucking specials and CVOs. We trade them for stock bags.
Exactly. now, when everybody, unfortunately, Harley just takes forever to over-engineer everything. And I don't necessarily blame them for it.
It just takes time. They're a big company.
They have DOT standards. They have things they have to adhere to. I'll bag on them when it's necessary, but the bottom line is that once they develop something and they clear it with DOT and they make sure that they have the proper height, the X amount of DOT, blah, 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 then they get it approved. By the time they get it approved, 3 years have passed since the trend is now.
My buddy that works up in, he doesn't work from Milwaukee Harley, but he works from Milwaukee Harley.
Yeah.
That makes sense. And he said that pretty much it's a 5-year window between conception to
absolutely
market.
I mean,
5 years. You know, like the Lowrider S, if they started figuring that out 5 years prior to it releasing, that means they did that when Sons of Anarchy came out.
Absolutely. You have to look at the V-Rod motor. You know, we were kind of bagging on it, but that V-Rod motor was in development like late 97.
Yeah.
Right? Before anybody had a glimpse or an idea. That was 97. That bike didn't come out until like 02, 03. Right? So there's a ton of R&D that goes into it.
Yeah.
There is. They want to over-engineer the shit out of it. The problem is they're constantly late to the party.
Yeah.
Look at the Rocker. Look at the Rocker C.
Rocker is fucking
ugly,
epic.
Ugliest bike ever.
Late to the party.
Yeah, but had they released that bike in 2001, 2002? Dude, the
funny thing is I was just talking about the guy that goes to the bar all the time. He was on a Rocker. The guy I was thinking about. And
that would you
had
what?
That seat that stuck out like a fucking.
But I used to use a ton of Heartland kits on that bike, and it actually turned out pretty cool and looked like a decent chopper. But that was a bike that was so late to the party. Yeah. Had they released that 240 rear tire when the 240 rear tire was relevant, it would have been.
That bike came out like what, 08?
09. Yeah, 08,
that bike
09.
would have came out in 06. It would have fucking murdered.
Dude, if it would have come out in 03, it would have put Big Dog and everybody else out of business. True. Texas Choppers, everybody. If you knew that you could go to a dealership and buy that bike, but they also have different measures to adhere to, just like we do at LA Choppers. So like everybody's like, why didn't you have an 1.5 inch bar so long ago? It's like, well, dude, we have to do a lot of R&D testing. We have to make sure that it's going to be tried and true on the road. We can't just throw it out there because it's a trend and we think that we need to meet that market. There's reasons why we need to meet the market.
And that goes back to what we were saying earlier, is that some people are rushing the gun and throwing shit out there. And you know, like when with everything, and you know, people, some shops that aren't really hip to the performance bagger thing, they ask me my opinions about it. I was like, look, man, my opinion is we're still a year or two before, I wouldn't say the peak, but we're a year or two before you start seeing real traction.
Yes, absolutely.
Because right now we have limited products. We have like companies like yourself, they're just now starting to see it. Some of them, like you guys, like I said, you've had these floorboards and these parts forever that just naturally progress into what we're already doing. Yep. But some people, like, say for instance, Legends was an air ride company.
Yeah.
And then they started making high quality suspension and came out in this world, and now they're a major player in it.
Well, because they're redeveloping themselves.
Yeah.
Adapt to survive in this industry right now. Mm-hmm. If you're going to be the guy that still focuses on 240 rear tires, you're not going to make it.
Or if you're the guy that's just releasing a new fucking 12-inch stretch bag, like,
exactly,
bro, like,
well, where were you in 2012?
Good luck.
Yeah, exactly. That's not going to go over well. No, and again, Jesse's a perfect example of a dude, because I actually ran his air suspension on my Vicla, and I loved it. It was a great product, and that's where I got hooked, and now I run it on my Road King. I know you run Oleans. It's everybody's personal preference, but those guys, even Oleans, they were developed for the racetrack. They were developed for the race bikes. They were not designed for Harley Davidsons, but what did they do? They adapted. Yeah. What did Jesse do? He went from air ride on cool softails to to developing a performance suspension setup, both front and rear, not just the rear. So it's like, just redeveloping yourself, stepping back and going, dude, I killed it at this, but that's not cool anymore, or I'm not making money at it anymore, and it's not relevant anymore. But where can I make that money?
The difference is like we're not in a world anymore where you can design, you can't innovate the straw and then fucking retire.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Like you have to innovate the straw and then make the bendy straw.
Exactly, dude. And then you have to turn it into paper because California. But no. And again, like I said, I use my company as a great example. We have had that Twin Peak bar out forever, and it's paid the bills. It's a very popular bar. Everybody loves it. Every dealership knows it. But it was something that they relied heavily on because they were really good at. They relied on that product alone, and we kind of stalled out a little bit. Now we've really brought some relevant, cool product to the market as of within the next within the past 18 to 24 months.
Yeah,
we've gotten away from that staple, like some products do, whether it be ours or someone else's. Like you said, Jesse, with his air ride, you get away from that staple, which is a scary fucking situation, but you also relearn, redevelop, and reapply yourself.
Yeah.
And that's an amazing thing to do, because if you can do that in our industry, you've done something right.
Yeah.
I love all of our old school guys. I love all of our guys that are in their niche markets. But if you're not branching out just a little bit, you're leaving money on the table. Well,
that's what happens with a lot of shops that came. Shops that came in the chopper craze, that came in the bagger craze, is that they base their whole existence off of a style of bike and not just motorcycles in general.
Exactly.
And then what happens is when the industry changes, which it does, and it will.
It always will.
It's like you can get fucking rich in a sense doing a one thing, but it does not
for a moment.
It's not going to last forever.
It's a moment.
It's going to evolve and change and go up and down like the fucking market does. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's like, when I got into this industry, we were painting choppers, like 3-piece choppers, tank fender, rear fender, for $4, $5, $6, $7, $8, $10,000.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, the shit died off, and in 2012, motherfuckers were showing up with the same choppers they paid $10,000 to have painted, wanted done for $1,200.
Exactly.
Or baggers got big and they wanted baggers painted for $3,000.
Exactly.
There's
so much more surface area, so much more work, and especially if you're getting aftermarket bags, you're not working with factory bags. So, doesn't matter who they are, they need a little work. Like,
the weirdest thing is, like, just like how the flat screen TV came out and it was thousands and thousands of dollars, and then 2 years later it's like, oh shit, I can buy that.
Yep.
Now it's the same thing with like this world. It's like these things came out and they're over the top prices where I could have done that, and I could have had an 18-wheeler fucking pulling trailers to all these places, but now I jumped on then, but now I got good enough to be the guy in it, and now I'm at the point where people are willing to spend a third of that price on 10 times more surface area.
Exactly. And they have no idea the hard work that it goes into prepping the product to paint.
Well, it's not so much that the hard work of prepping or this, that, and the other. It's just that in the paint thing, the paint's the most fucked up thing, right? Because, and I've got a million analogies to give anybody that has to do it, but like, people look at every part of the bike they buy and put on their bike, and they see it on the shelf and they see a price tag under it, and it fucking justifies itself.
Yep.
But then the paint is not on the shelf and it doesn't have a price tag.
There's nothing tangible to take home.
Exactly.
You're charging them time, labor, and a very small amount of paint.
And it becomes this weird thing of like, it's almost like going on which I've never done, but I would imagine it's like going on a Tinder date or a blind date, right? Because this guy doesn't know if you're going to fuck him or not. No. Right? He doesn't know what he's in store for. He just saw, back in the day before Instagram, it's just like, hey, I heard you're a painter. Like, yeah, I'm a painter.
Yep.
Cool. Here's my photo gallery on my book that you flip through it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I got one, I'll show you. Yep. And then now it's like Instagram and like you can like easily look and see who's legit through social media now. But back then it was different, man. Like, it was hard, like, especially for me, because I was 23. I couldn't tell a fucking 40-year-old dude, like, yeah, it's going to cost $8,000 to paint your bagger. They were looking at me like, I don't fucking trust you with $800, you little fucking kid. You know what I mean?
No, you're absolutely right.
Got your hands tattooed. Who do you think you are? Fucking Jesse James, queer, go on. You know what I mean?
It's before Post Malone made it.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
I was gonna say Post Malone, but he wasn't alive.
He wasn't cool. Yeah, he was like 3.
Yeah.
But and you're absolutely right, man. It's the quality of product that's delivered, and everybody has an expectation of it's going to be here or whatnot, and it fluctuates. Those ebbs and flows that we talked about.
Yeah.
Everybody just assumes that you're going to get a piece of sheet metal in, you're going to be able to do it for $1,200, and that's not the case. They don't see the behind the scene. Like we said, a lot of what we do, whether you're building bikes or fabricating products or carbon fiber parts like Hoffman does, or any of these guys do, or the hard work that any of the guys that we know do, you don't see, you see the initial handshake, the stack of cash that changes hands, and then you see the finished product. Whether it doesn't matter what industry you're in, they don't see the trials and tribulations that it took to get to that finished product. And that's the hard part to explain to somebody, because when these people come to you, they have a vision, but they don't have your vision. They assume that it's just going to come out of the oven and go, bing, it's done. And that's not the case.
Well, it's kind of like certain things like for us in an example, and I know some other painters that do high quality work, which I'm not saying we do. I'm just saying that I do the best work I can, whatever. Trying to save myself from that one. But I get it a lot where, we do these helmets and like people ask questions and, they think it's something that they can just purchase, and I'm like waiting on them to text me or send me a DM, and it's like, yeah, I can have it to you in a week. You know what I mean? I'm like, no, dude, like, here's the deal. Like, we can do all this talk, but here's the deal. It's a 3-month schedule, period.
Because you have other people that call before
and
that
if you're not dropping a dime right now, you're not on the schedule, which means in 3 months when you do have your money,
it's going to be 6.
It's going to be 3 months later after that. So it's like, sometimes people like to ask how much. I'll tell them how much, and they're like, yeah, fuck that. No, hell no, I wouldn't pay that much for a helmet. And I'm like,
I got a guy.
Guess what? There's 3 months worth of motherfuckers that are.
Yeah.
So I mean, it just becomes this weird place. Like, it's really weird selling a product that doesn't exist. You know what I mean?
You're absolutely right. And whether you're painting something or you're building something, like with our company, we'll put a tangible handlebar in your hands and go, hey, this is X amount of dollars, and you get to go home with this. If you're building a bike for somebody or you're painting for somebody, that's all non-tangible product that you're just grasping at air.
The bill has got to be like times 10 from just the paint. I mean,
absolutely.
Paint's a big process, but it's still part of the bigger scheme, which is the build. You know what I mean?
And that's honestly where your product and who you are is what sells it.
Yeah, knowing your products, knowing your parts, knowing how everything comes together.
Yeah,
is what really makes the difference between a fully thought out build. And that's the thing about motorcycles, man. Like, there's a handful of the people that we've mentioned in this podcast: Hoffman, Kyle, fucking all the Race Glides, Spatterford Choppers, all these guys.
Yeah, Ray and those guys are good people, dude. Ray and Matt are good.
All these people build bikes, man. But there's all of us can only do so much, right?
Yeah.
And there's thousands of other people that you'll see at Sturgis that build bikes and customize them and whatever. And you see these bikes and they're not always that great.
They look great in Instagram photos.
Yeah. But I mean, like that's part of the industry. It's part of it. It's part of...
It's a perception.
Yeah. It's part of there's... And I like to say there's some of those guys that are doing those bikes because it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to learn and build on.
Yeah.
And the thing that sucks is that not everybody that comes out of MMI or starts picking up a wrench or picks up a paint gun is going to be the best when they pick it up, right? And unfortunately, some customers have to be the ones.
They're the first guinea pigs.
Somebody had to be Jesse James's first guy.
Yeah.
It wasn't like Jesse James's first bike build. Like, I don't know. Maybe he's the fucking unicorn. I don't fucking know. But I don't think that
nobody's
his first
100
bike,
over 100.
Yeah.
No one. There's always going to be that guy who's not going to be happy, and it may be the most minuscule thing, and it might be a major fuck up.
Yeah.
But you're never going to have a 100% happy clientele basis, and if you do, you're not trying hard enough.
I'm just going to say it. I had a dude that was close to me, I think, tell me that I was a shit mechanic because my FXR was breaking down on my way to California. Yet my FXR rode to California, and I managed to solve all the FXR problems I had and rode it home.
Yeah.
yet I'm a shit mechanic.
No.
Which I don't claim to be a mechanic.
No.
But
I'm not a mechanic. I run my mouth, dude. I'm a salesman.
Yeah.
You know, I got a great vision. I can tell you about all the great products. I can tell you how to put them all together. I put a wrench in my hand, and my boy Kyle looks at me. He's like, "Yeah, just put that down.
Just put it down.
Let me do that. You're gonna fuck something.
You got
up.
a 14 millimeter in your hand and working on a Harley? What's wrong with you, boy?
I'm that guy that always tightens it to the torque spec, breaks the bolt, and then backs it off.
You probably got do you have like 4 tools? You got like a crescent wrench?
I shop at Harbor
gator
Freight.
grip?
I will have you know. I shop at Harbor Freight. Okay, I have a Harbor.
All
Freight
your tools
tool.
say as seen on TV.
They're all Harbor Freight, lifetime warranty. It's great stuff.
Yeah,
no, but you know, and you're right. You know, you're good at what you're good at. You know, and ride that line. Ride that.
Well, that's what he told me.
Well, no, but
he said you're a great painter, man. Like, stick to painting. I'm like, well, you know, like.
But you're not going to learn anything if you don't turn a wrench.
Yeah, but it's like I'm a shit mechanic compared to who? Someone that's been doing it 20 years longer than me?
Somebody who went to MMI, or somebody who just watched a YouTube video and figured it out the first time?
I think that, like, you know, why does it matter, like, how adept I am at fucking anything else that I do? You know what I mean? Like, I don't really offer to do this type, like, build bikes for customers. You know, I build my own shit, and if a close friend wants me to wrench on his bike, then I'll do it. But, you know, the thing is that I don't get is, like, it's all a part of what we all do in our industry, and why talk shit? Why bring it up? Why be negative?
No, and I totally agree with that, dude. I hate seeing the negative side of things these days, and especially with our industry right now. There's all doom and gloom, and everybody wants to bitch and moan about it. And it's like, dude, stick to the positives. You know,
it is like, stick to the positive, man. It's
you get to ride, dude.
I do nothing. Like, I send so much. Like, I have a larger name here in town. I think, maybe, I don't fucking know, whatever. Yeah. I just get phone calls every day for tires, oil changes, things that I do not do. And I literally every day answer the phone, answer this message, and tell them, go check out this shop, go check out this shop.
Because they're proficient at doing it.
And I'm hoping that these same motherfucking shops that I send work to every day don't have the audacity to have a fucking negative thing to say about me.
No, you'd hope they would send.
Yeah, but I got a feeling that they're the ones behind this stupid shit because I decided to build a bike and they don't fucking.
Fuck them if they can't take a joke.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's all you can say. But, you know, if you're better at painting than paint, if you choose to turn wrenches, then learn. You know, learn from your mistakes. Learn that, you know, hey, I could have done this better.
Well, like Steve Chamberlain, he's not a fucking MMI mechanic, but he did all the work on his bike and he's ripping it. And if one of his buddies wants to come and have him work on the bike, I would never be like, well, you know, Steve's not a fucking MMI mechanic.
No,
like, fuck yeah, Steve's a good dude. I know that even if if something happened, it was his fault, Steve is going to stand up and take care of it. Yeah. That's what's more important, and that's what we've talked about. And I've always said it's not about the inexperience of you. It's what you're willing to do if you make a mistake and solve it.
And the experience of getting through that and solving it.
Yeah, that's what matters, man.
The inexperience isn't as important to me as the experience of figuring it out. Because you got to take that leap. You're gonna have to turn your first wrench. You're gonna, like you said, going from dealership to vendor life to doing whatever that it is that you're doing. Taking that step and just going, fuck it, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's what's cool, and that's what needs to be celebrated. It's like, yeah, he could make a mistake. He could blow your motor. I could blow a motor. Who fucking knows? I know mechanics.
That's an expensive mistake, but yes.
Yeah, I know mechanics that build that have blown motors.
Yep.
Just on the thing is, it's like when you're doing mechanic work, this shit is like, it's like being in high school doing mathematics, right? You have a book that literally tells you how to do A plus B, which is, I think, algebra.
I graduated third grade.
Yeah.
No.
Like, there's a book that tells you how to do it. It's really, I mean, as an adult, we can look at that and go, oh, duh. But when we were fucking kids, we're trying to read Bernstein Bears and shit. Well, I don't give a fuck about.
Well, you can still show me a book of algebra right now, but I would still go to YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I could have somebody walk me through it.
But these Harley manuals tell you exactly how to do this shit.
Yeah, but a lot of those Harley manuals haven't been updated, and even though they're new product, and it's still the old torque spec. So it is what it
What's
is.
What's a torque spec? I just
well, what you want to do is tighten that down till it breaks, and then back it off a half turn.
Yeah, till the elbow hits this part.
Absolutely, you'll be fine.
It's 30-degree elbow turn.
When it starts spinning freely, it's tight.
Yeah,
yeah,
it should still stay.
It's tight.
But yeah, I mean, like the thing is, like a lot of mechanic work, a lot of this stuff can be done by mechanically inclined people that take the initiative to know the specifics of it.
And again, I'll always defend the techs that do go to MMI because I worked with them for a long time, because they will, and even at MMI they glorify it, but I mean they give you the basics. You learn more working in a dealership or in a shop than you'll ever learn. But that is just like, I'm going to go be a business profession, but I got to go get my BA first in business practices, right?
Yeah.
So same concept. But even as you're coming out of college, you're not going to know all of those fine-tuned business practices. And just coming out of MMI, you're not going to know all those torque specs and everything that you need to do.
Yeah.
You're going to learn more from experience than you'll ever learn in a classroom, period. And experience comes from, again, like I just said, taking that first spin of the wrench and going, well, I fucked that up. I know not to do that again.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
14 millimeter is not quite a fucking 9/16, buddy.
So you're kind of picking on yourself for not being the greatest tech or not being an experienced wrench, but how did your very first paint go?
It's not great.
Exactly.
But
how did my very first sales pitch go? Not great.
Well, that's the thing.
Start somewhere.
When you're comparing my this or my that skills, it depends on who you're comparing it against versus where I'm at with it. Yeah. If you put me up against my buddy Mark, who's a fucking wizard behind a wrench and can tell you torque specs for shit that doesn't make sense. Like, yeah, that fucking reflector is a quarter fucking pound torque spec. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, dude. And they know all that.
Yeah, I'm not that. I'm never going to be that. But, can I put a cam in a bike? Yeah.
If you can read instructions and figure it out. I mean, really with a cam, it's either in and right or it's wrong.
Yeah, it's like if it doesn't fucking blow up when I started, I did it right.
Yeah, exactly. Now,
but that's the thing that I don't want people to, the dude telling me that shit. Okay, big whoop. But the problem is that mentality against everybody that's trying to start in this world, like that shit could be really detrimental to someone's psyche when they're trying to build this brand, build themselves in this world.
Absolutely.
You're not allowed, a lot of these older shops, and some of it's kind of the older mentality, right? Because some of these shops, not saying anything bad, but Browns have been around for fucking years.
They've been around forever.
So these guys have been doing this shit before MMI started. You know what I mean? And then MMI starts, and these kids come out and they want to build their own brand and build their own business, or because we all know Harley's not necessarily the place to go make a living. Exactly. It's just a good start. It's like continuing education is what it is, and you don't want to discourage people from doing that because you're going to call them the worst guy in the world. Judge people on how they solve the mistakes that they make, and not how the mistakes that they actually make. You know what I mean? How they solve the problem versus how they create the problem.
How they resolve the issue versus how the problem was created.
Yeah, that's what really makes the difference between it all. And it's like if you're gonna, don't be a fucking negative dude like that, man.
No, it's not needed, dude. There's way too much. There's way too many positive aspects in our industry, and that's the way I kind of look at it. Like I said, I'm that super PMA guy, and it annoys the shit out of some people, but I don't care, dude. And if I make a mistake, I'll learn from it and move on.
Yeah,
whether you're wrenching on something or it's sales or whatever it is, dude. If you're not making a mistake, like I said earlier, you're not trying hard enough.
Yeah. You got to try to fit that big ass cam in there and find
out what happens. Get a bigger hammer.
That's how. That's how people find out of how to build bigger, badder shit. You know what I mean? And that's just. I guess that's my thing. It's I just want to see people be more. If you want to be opinionated about something, be opinionated about things that are going to push this thing in a better direction.
Exactly.
Not trying to push people down or talk shit or discourage people.
And there's always a way to present it. You can be like, yo, dude, this guy fucking sucks because he did this, this, and this. Or instead of being an asshole on Instagram and putting him on blast, you could send him a DM and go, hey, dude, just so you know, next time, this is really probably the way you should do it. Mm-hmm. Not picking on you, just trying to give you some advice. How many times you ever see that in the industry?
See, this guy was, he sent a message to a guy that was sending a bike to me, which is sitting over there, that I'm going to, custom paint. And this dude tells him, he's like, you're going to let Jace wrench on your bike? And he goes, he's going to take the fairings off and put them back on. He goes, I don't think I trust him to do that. And I was like, what the fuck?
He doesn't know what a torque
Like, I don't know how to take a fairing off a bike.
Yeah.
Like that's an insult at that point. You know what I mean?
That's just somebody just being Jace.
Yeah, and I reached out to dude. I was like, hey man, like, you know, what's your like, where's this information coming from? Like, what did I do something that I don't know about that was bad on my part that I didn't have a chance to fix?
Yeah.
No, he didn't have he said my FXR fell apart on the highway, which
Yeah,
I
he'll get over
fixed
it.
on the highway and made it home on the highway.
Yep.
Which like how you know, like, I never worked on an Evo before. I learned how to work on Evo on a bike trip.
Yep. And you figured it out right there on the side of the road, no less. Not in a shop,
you know,
not in
so
a garage.
it didn't make a lot of sense to me to where, like, that shit, like, why, like, you know, I told him, I was like, you know, I would appreciate it if you had concerns like that, you would address me and not customers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then
If you got beef, call me directly.
Yeah,
but
then
that
he says he's gonna kick my ass and all that type of shit. You know,
on Instagram.
Yeah.
Meet me at the flagpole at 3 p.m.
Yeah, supposed to go. Come on, man.
All bullshit.
But that's this industry though, man. It's like, that's what I was saying. It's like, you know, I'm not the most positive person all the time because I'm human, man. I go through my ups
Everybody
and downs.
has negativities, man.
But I'm trying, man. I'm really trying.
You got to. You got to focus on the positive that's going on in our industry right now, and not focus on the negative Nancy's, man. They're just gonna bring you down.
I need to hang out with you more. Like you're like, you're gonna make me happy all the time.
I hope so. I'm like a little human Prozac.
That's a good one.
No, dude. I got no time for the negativity, dude. There's no way. It's waste of time.
Yeah.
You know, it's energy I could be spending in a different direction, and I know it's like some metaphorical bullshit stuff that bikers don't fucking say, or I don't even know if I call myself a biker or an enthusiast.
You a healer?
Yeah, an enthusiast or whatever. I'm a dude who likes fucking motorcycles.
Yeah.
You know, and there's just not a patch that anybody's made yet that says I'm a dude that fucking likes motorcycles, you know, to wear on my vest. But you know, it's just whoever wants to go flex, they can flex. I'll be over in the corner drinking a fucking Corona and probably poking fun at myself and my friends and having a good time, dude. That's what our industry should be about.
That's what it's fun. Like, that's what's fun about it, man. Like, making fun of each other lightly.
Yeah, if you're not, and just listen to this podcast right now.
Just put an LOL at the end of everything.
Let me make this very clear. If you're listening to this podcast and you're that dude sitting in the corner and your friends are not picking on you,
you're not their friends.
Find new friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't like you.
Yeah.
No, we all rib each other, dude. It's just when you start getting like super personal and negative, it's like, dude, what the fuck? Why we got to be ignorant about it? Just have some fun.
Yeah.
No.
See, yeah, that's the thing. It's like, you want it. Yeah, it's fun, man. But that's, I don't fucking know, man.
Hell yeah.
Motorcycles.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's why we're here. That's why we're talking, and that's what we're about.
So, all right, we're at 3 hours, man.
Holy shnikes. Felt like 30 minutes.
That's how making love to me sounds.
Oh,
like,
baby.
there you go.
Well, dude, thank you so much for having me
what's everything, like, where do they find you? You know what I mean?
Well, oh, dude, you can hit me up at so you can hit up LA Choppers on Instagram, just at LA Choppers. You can go check out our product. We cater product to.
We didn't really talk much about it, which that's my fault,
dude. No, but that's okay. But like I said, like there was no. We're not here. We're here to talk about the industry, dude.
Yeah.
You know, I laid my plugs down, man. I'm here to have fun with you. But if you are looking, we do have a variety of handlebars available from LA Choppers that you can find through Drag Specialties.
There you go.
But if you want to follow me on my own Instagram, dude, I'm at CrazyMotherTucker79. It all lines up, you know. But yeah, you know, go check out our product, man. I appreciate you having us on there, on here. But yeah, we provide a variety of products to our V-twin industry. We also have Trinity Racing, which is really funny. We have UTV and ATV products that are now relevant in the industry.
They got T-bars?
We don't have T-bars, but we are making grab bars so for the oh shit bars. Yeah, you know. So no, but we do like exhaust. We do performance exhaust. So like we have Tolomar Manufacturing. It's a variety of products. It's LA Choppers. It's Trinity Racing. It's Baron Customs. But yeah, dude, I didn't come out here to chat about just our product. We came to chat about the industry overall. Yeah. And I appreciate you having myself and LA Choppers out there. Go buy Drag Specialties. No, but no, it was really fun to come out here and hang out with you. And dude, I was in Dallas for the week doing business. Why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
Again, more people should take up the opportunity to do these things. And hell, if you have an opinion, here's the way to do it.
Yeah.
You can go on your
Don't tell me I suck on here.
Yeah, well, whatever whatever it is, dude. If it's on a forum or an Instagram or a chat book, hit me up on my MySpace. I think it's still open. I don't know, dude. Bitch about it there. I don't care. But it's just the fact that we can sit around, talk about motorcycles, not necessarily even be brand specific, but just talk about what brought everybody together, why we ride. We don't go ride for Instagram hashtags. We go to ride to do what we do.
Yeah.
And that's just enjoy the two-wheeled industry. Doesn't matter if you're painting, if you're making handlebars, if you're making windshields, if you're making lights, if you're making oil. Like, it doesn't fucking matter, dude.
Yeah.
Use what you think is going to make your bike the best. And then when you do it wrong, I'll tell you that you did because we have opinions.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on, dude. I appreciate that.
Thanks, buddy. Man. Peace. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I appreciate you sticking through my my emotions there. Get a couple beers in me, and I start acting like a little bitch. Sorry. Anyway, thank you, Marshall, for coming out. Good times talking to you. Really enjoyed it. Thank you for coming so far out of your way. He was totally staying on the other side of Fort Worth and drove down here to see us. So check him out. Give him a follow. He's behind. He's working for a great company that makes a lot of badass things for a lot of people that you know and have heard of. So check him out. Also check out our sponsor, Simpson Motorcycle Helmets, on Instagram. Put a .com on the end of that. Dream Rides John on Instagram and teamdreamrides.com. Big Bear Choppers on Instagram and bigbearperformance.com. Paint Huffer Metal Flake on Instagram at painthuffer.com. Fast Life 12 for 10% off. Thundermax EFI on Instagram and shoptmax.com. And Lexan Moto on Instagram with lexanmoto.com with offer code FASTLIFE for 15% off. Like I said at the intro, guys, we're going to be, trying to get all this stuff done for this party, man. I'm really hoping it'll happen, and hope I see a lot of you guys there. And hopefully, maybe you guys saw we announced the camp out dates, which will be, let me double check that for you guys. It's going to be in April, and it will be the, I'm trying to hurry. Looking through my phone. It's going to be April 23rd through the 26th. It's going to be a Thursday through a Sunday at Adam Sandoval's K River Campground. It's in Moyers, Oklahoma. Last year we've had New York come through. Obviously the Michigan boys came through. Craig from I think it's Tampa area came down, and we heard a lot of people were talking about coming from the West Coast, which will be awesome. You will not regret it. Oklahoma has some good gyms of riding there, good times, and if you like to drink alcohol and hang around guys and talk about bikes, yeah, that's kind of what we do. You know what I mean? It's not really the kind of event where we're going to be vendors and, that kind of stuff, which it's just not that event. It's more personal. It's more about getting to know people and making friends and, all that nerdy stuff. So anyway, I hope to see you guys out there. Stay tuned on our Instagram for more information about that. And hopefully you guys are taking the time to check out our Patreon, which is one of the biggest support systems for this podcast, along with our sponsors. So if you're interested in helping out this podcast, go on over to fastlifegarage.com, and on the front page there's a link to our Patreon. You can donate $1 and so on that you feel comfortable. And just confirmed, we will be giving away some Lexan products for the next couple of months, I believe we talked about. So January, we're giving away a Lexan headset. Actually, it's going to be a bundle. It's going to be like a kit of all kind of some things from Lexan. I don't know what they're going to put in it, but there will be a headset. There will be other things. Those guys at Lexan are doing a lot for us. They're continuing their sponsorship to us, and it might even look like we're going to be doing a show in Daytona at the Lexan booth at the Speedway. And if you decide to come out there, you can come on the podcast. We're going to do an open mic for the podcast, for the listeners of this podcast. So if you show up to this Daytona, and more details about this to come, but it's looking like it's going to be a good idea, and I'm pretty stoked to do it. So anyway, stay tuned for all this information, and we'll be back in about a week or so with some more podcasts. I think we'll be having Brass Balls Cycles from Oklahoma City, and then hopefully Covington Customs. So anyway, you guys have a good time and a good Christmas if I don't see you guys between now and then. So Feliz Navidad. Is that? I don't know. Anyway, peace. Bye.